Hello, stunners. Tonight, I'm romancing a fox plushie. You heard me. Well, he turned into a guy. Listen, don't judge me, okay? He's hot. And he's a yandere. Real. Well, that doesn't make things better for the poor MC, who is a college student, with a normal but very lonely life. This is Rabbits Burn Softly, an indie romance visual novel by LemonInk. It was featured in the 2026 Yandere Game Jam, as well as the Jitterrue Delulu Dating Fest. And now we finally get our hands on that cute sus fox. Just so you know, this is a mature game. And if you are interested in playing it yourself, this is a demo and it is on itch.io. That's where I found it. All right, with all of that said and done, why don't we go ahead and check this out? Two figures stand atop a cliff face, the setting sun bathing them in orange hues as the air is set ablaze with an unspoken tension. The shorter of the two, a small bunny and a man, speaks up with her voice cracked, tired. But that's something the manumans and ferals will never understand, Rokes. Or Rue. Or Raux. Is it Rue? How do you say that? What it means to be made instead of born, to be created as a tool for someone else's means. Rue hesitates. Or maybe it's Ro. Maybe I'll be Rue and you'll be Ro. We're all Rue. It's Rue like me. Hi, I'm Rue. Nice to meet you, Rue. Rue hesitates, then turns around and stepped forward, a challenging gleam flashing across his bright blue eyes. I'm going to call him Ro, so that way we can distinguish between Rue and Ro. Well then, they'll have to learn, Loon, that we still matter all the same. Oh, that's this one. We'll make them realize it, and if they still won't budge, then... His fists clench, claws flexing and curling like razor-sharp crescent moons against his flesh. We'll burn this world down, ash to ash, dust to dust. Make sure that you're watching in a brightly lit room and sitting away from the TV as we find out what exactly the lost world has in store for Ro, Loon, and Cairn in the next episode of... Crap! What time is it? Oh, God. Shoving your laptop in your bag, you spare a glance at the microwave that sits on the countertop opposite from you, the dim fingerprint smudged screen reading out a damning 7:30 a.m. Am I going to be late for work? That's why we're freaking out, isn't it? It's just like me. Real, I hate waking up too early, but you know what? I will wake up early if there's a show that's motivating me to get up, that I love, my favorite show, and then I can go to work. But it sounds like right now we're late. Son of a... You snap your mouth shut, electing to focus on your frustrations on something more constructive, namely getting yourself out the door, down the stairway and through the gate, on the sidewalk below. Actions speak louder than 1,000 words after all, and you're pretty sure being on time will be a lot more satisfying than any curse you can think to utter. It's the first day of instruction for fall quarter, and of course you, an idiot, are only making it out of your apartment 30 minutes before the beginning of your first Tuesday class. Perfect. Oh, we're late for class. Great. Chewing your lip, you allow your eyes to flicker back and forth, gauging the green signal and orange crosswalk lights to see which will change first in your favor. I'm praying! Hurry up and change, lights, I gotta get there. Today, luckily, it's the latter, meaning that your conscience and life are saved from jaywalking for the time being. Real. You know? My life is saved because I didn't have to jaywalk, okay? That could have been the end of me, real. As you cross the only major road that separates you from your lecture of the day, your mind wanders back to the very reason why you're splitting hairs so early in the morning, that damn show. Foxes Blaze Brightly, the underground hit of the animated TV show scene in the 2000s, which takes place in an apocalyptic world where the surface is near unlivable for humans, making them turn to lab-grown hybrids known as Animen from their labor needs. Wow! Interesting. The main story follows Ro, a fox Animan escapee, whose control chip was fried in what was frankly a MacGuffin divine stroke of luck as he navigates the tumultuous worlds of Manumans and Animen in search of finding a home of his own, whatever that may be. Wow! I like this idea. I would watch the crap out of that show. Struggle, triumph, drama, life lessons. The show has it all. It's all supplied in spades, and while many naysayers will write it off as just kids programming, you know better than that. Yeah, it's not just for kids, okay? This is sci-fi brilliance, okay? The show's genius. It's my favorite show for a reason. Also, the main character is named after me, Rue. In fact, not only is that the reason why you're going to be borderline late for your first lecture, it's also the reason why you have the lecture at all. Really? Oh, CMS 7T. Media and Meaning. A highly sought-after GE, due to its usual reputation of sitting around watching TV and waxing poetic afterwards. You'd like to think that you're one of the few enrolled students that actually feels any real investment in the topic. Yes, I'm invested. After all, with the way thoughts of foxes blaze brightly occupy your mind at all times of the day and the night, you'd say that you're the ideal demographic too. And as the quote in the site says, analyze how narratives shape belief, behavior, and emotional attachment. Ooh, yes. Besides, it's your third year into your undergraduate program of an undeclared major that even you are yet to figure out. You think you deserve to get to take a class that isn't just the dregs of what's left for juniors with the latest enrollment times. As you continue to make your way through campus, breezing past the main plaza and artfully dodging bleary-eyed high schoolers on field trips, and men popping up to inquire about whether they can ask you a question, you finally spot your target location. Why are men trying to ask me questions? Listen, men, okay? I'm busy. Get out of my face. Leave me alone. The building's exterior is empty, devoid of waiting students, a blessing, a curse, and a foreboding warning of what's waiting inside for you. Oh my! Let's just get this over with. Steps brisk and just a hint hurried as you make your way to the lowered entrance. You take a deep breath, mentally bracing yourself mid-rush as you push open the final set of doors that separate you from the class. Hawkwell! Hello, Hawkwell. Welcome, everyone. Just as expected, the lecture hall packed to the brim with students. Every inner, middle, and aisle seat filled with bodies, forcing you to perform your walk of shame in search of somewhere, anywhere to sit. You know, that's why it sucks to be late. It's hard to find a seat, you know? Real. Just like me. The projected screen at the front of the class appears ghostly under the room's warm ceiling lights. The time, 8 o'clock exactly, mocking you as you trudge down the steps, your bag feeling pounds heavier under the weight of others' gazes. I really like how this is written. It's easy to read. It rolls off the tongue. It's not awkward phrasing. Quite nice to read. I am Dr. Hawkwell, and I'll be your instructor for the quarter. Now a little more about me. People aren't paying attention. They're laughing and stuff. They're all talking. You're not late, and yet you feel like you're being punished anyway. Doing your best to not trip over the bag straps, water bottles, and strewn out legs with litter of the aisles. Yeah, people are messy, you know? They're just all over the place. Relaxing, acting like they're at home. At the very least, the professor is merciful enough to not so much as bat an eye at your approach. Likely having long since gotten used to stragglers interrupting their lecture openings. Yeah, real. They drone on, giving some sort of personal introduction, but you can't bring yourself to focus on it. Instead, making a beeline for the first empty seat you can find, right smack at the very front. I do like to sit in the front, partly because my eyesight sucks. I can see the slides better, you know, and they always have slides. Well, I'm just gonna sit down. I don't need to ask. Listen, okay? I'm Rue. I don't ask, I sit. I'm a queen, okay? You may refer to me as your majesty. Just sit down. You hurry over, nearly tripping on the feet of the person you're trying to sit next to, which is funny considering you've been damned to the first row of the lecture hall. We would rather sit in the back. I get it, you know, we're not a goody two-shoes, you know, we're not trying to like really pay that much attention. I get that, real. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it. You nod your head, resolved to not make any more of a fuss than need be as you move to the spot right next to them. Now, on to expectations for the quarter. Taking a seat, you place your bag at your feet and slide out your laptop, closing out of your not-so-legal stream of foxes blaze brightly. Why is it not so legal? With expeditious haste and opening up a fresh notes document. Yes, I wasn't watching a show. I was paying attention, I swear. Tapping minigame. Tap the space bar or any non-assigned button repeatedly. Ooh, I'm really good at that. I'm really good at that, y'all. I have a method, okay? I use 2 fingers to tap as fast as possible. And that's how whenever I play Mario Party, this is how I win, okay? I win every single time on Mario Party whenever it's like the jam the buttons, because I'm not just using one thumb, you know, or one finger to tap the button. I'm doing this. And that's the secret. We're gonna do that if it lets me. Yes, yes, I'm the best. I'm a genius. Look at that. I've completed it in record-breaking time. I bet you've never seen anyone beat that as fast as I just did, Lemon. All right, confirm. The rest of the class, for the most part, goes by in a blur of your usual syllabus day recaps. In essence, it's all just academic integrity to this, and late policies and that. Real. See? Legendary speed, real. You eye the clock as you commit another bullet point of planned work to text. 15 minutes until the lecture's out. Possibly less, if all you're doing is going over class expectations. Which we might be. The professor, almost seeming to sense your thoughts, pauses on the latest slide, turning to size up the class with a calculating expression. Why are you looking at us like that? You're looking at us like you're judging us. Apparently satisfied with their assessment, they smile, crossing their arms smugly before speaking. But enough about all this boring stuff. You guys are in college. You can read a syllabus by yourselves. Huh? What I really want to discuss is something new I've decided to add to the curriculum this year. Ooh, what could that possibly be? Maybe it's related to my favorite TV show, Foxes Burn Brightly or whatever it was. A wave of murmurs breaks out across the student body. Voice is hushed, yet still obnoxiously clear enough that you can pick up on every word of those around you, down to the individual plosive. How dare they? Hush! Quiet, peasants! I'm trying to pay attention to the professor! The general consensus goes as such: apprehension at the change in curriculum, irritation at the possibility of more work, and lastly, and possibly least, excitement at the thought of something new. That's really accurate to how it actually is in college, real. When the professor says something like that, that's how it goes. Exactly how it goes. Listen, I know a lot of you are taking this class, not because you're interested in the subject, but just because it's an easy GE. My predecessors have informed me as much. The guilty silence that follows affirms their words, but they don't look put out in the slightest. Well, that's not gonna fly here. You guys should be here to actually learn, to contribute to society in one way or another. And thus, that brings us to the focus of this quarter's class. I want you to look at the person sitting next to you and get ready to become well acquainted. A wave of anxiety waters the pit that had been planted in your stomach from the moment the professor deviated from the usual syllabus course. Oh, I have social anxiety, don't I? Oh God, don't make me say hi to people. Turn to look or don't look, don't look, don't look. Oh. I'm gonna turn to look. We're going to face our fears, MC. Listen, Kay, he might be hot. You turn slowly, robotically, like an old machine in need of a good greasing. At first, you look left, only to be greeted with someone's back as they talk animatedly with whom you assume to be their friend. That's right. People usually sit with their friends in classes like this. You do your best not to glower at the thought, like some sort of academic Scrooge. You fail. A little to the right, friend. Oh, is that classmate? I don't know who is talking, so I don't know what kind of voice to give them. It could be that love interest, though. There's a wolf. A wolf. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's a guy. A little to the right, friend. A sharp voice snaps you from your thoughts, and you sense that unless you want to face the consequences of a legitimately annoyed stranger, you do best to turn around and face the music. How dare you be so rude to me? Are you Yandere? Also, I saw that little wolf image. Is that a Men Are Wolves reference? Is that for the collection? Okay, listen, Lemon. I have 2 collections. One of them is Men Are Wolves. Anytime we see anything that even sort of closely relates to Men Are Wolves in a romance game, I take a screenshot and I add it to the collection. It's in the Discord. Yes, so I will be adding this. Men are wolves. It's like one of my favorite tropes ever. It's so funny. Your eyes swivel ahead of your head, making out the form of the person sitting next to you, one blurry snapshot at a time. Oh, he's a coyote. But you know, he's got the vibes. Listen, it's close enough. Coyotes, wolves, you know, they're like in the same canine family or something. Yeah. He's, well, how do you put this in a way that makes sense? Intimidating. Not in the way that you'd expect to see him working as a bouncer outside of a club, but more so in the way that you know that if the choice was between saving just one, any person would choose him over you every time. How dare they? Why would they choose him over me? Okay? Listen, MC, you're worthy, okay? You are worthy of being chosen. You're the MC. You're a stunner. Okay, girl? Well kept, confident, piercing eyes, a sense of modern style. He oozes charisma, the type of charisma that signals that he's definitely running a fraternity event every weekend under the guise of networking. Kian. Excuse me? You blink, not really registering the meaning behind the consonants and vowels he just threw at you. That's my name, Kian. Kian Rivera, 4th year business major. Oh. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah. Well, can I get your name? He looks at you like you're daft, and your mouth falls open in an O shape. The realization of your social blunder sinking under your heating up skin. It's Rue. Last name? Rue. Cool. My name is Rue today. He nods affirmatively, like he's just checked off another bullet point from his to-do list, and turns back to face the professor. You, not knowing what else you could possibly do in this situation, follow suit. It's so nice to have you here so that way you can tell me how to pronounce things. I love that. Back in your own bubble, you oh so casually put a hand over your mouth to hide the deep grimace that emerges as a result of your failed social interaction of the day. Really? What was your damage? You're not usually like this, you swear. Or another day, another social humiliation ritual. You know what? Another day, we're an introvert, okay? We're an introvert, okay? Yeah. I feel like that fits MC's personality. You wish you could say that this was some sort of unfortunate deviation from the norm, but that would be a lie. You're just really not a people person. And despite the rounds of desensitization you should have received from working in fast food, you're still woefully garbage at grasping the finer points of socialization. To be fair to yourself, though, it's not like someone with Kian's sense of presence is easy to talk to. It's quite literally like staring straight into an animal with forward-facing eyes. I mean, humans are animals if you think about it, with forward-facing eyes. He's miles above you in the social hierarchy food chain. All you can do now is hope that your encounter was a one-off that won't be repeated anytime soon. You're already planning on a new seating position for the next lecture. All right, team. Have you guys said your hellos? Good. Prepare to exchange more than just your names, though, because you're about to get real close with the person you've been talking to. Oh, my. Oh, God. Your stomach flips as though it's a trained sea animal. I'd like you to scroll down to the project page of the syllabus, if you have it open. Hands sweaty against your trackpad. You do as the professor says, making your way down the document until you reach a bolded title that makes your heart stop. Quarter-long partner project? What? In pairs, analyze and present a case study of how a specific piece of media has shaped emotional attachment, identity formation, or behavioral patterns in its audience. Oh, God, why? I hope you had a good time chatting with your seat partner, because 50% of your grade in this class will be dependent upon your collaborative efforts. You choke. 50%? Oh, God. No, you definitely heard it wrong. Maybe they meant 15. Yeah, 15. Yes, you heard that right. 50. The big 50. Oh, God, no. I mean, even if you're an extrovert, that's kind of awful because like then you have to depend on the other person's performance as well. You have to collaborate. And that doesn't always go well in college, you know, with these group projects. And it's one other person. And you didn't get a chance to like really like get to choose them based off other merits that they might have, you know? Like what if they're lazy and make you do all the work by yourself? Or what if they totally steamroll and then you don't even get to hardly say anything or do anything, you know? Not everybody's good at collaborating, and we didn't even get a chance to like get an idea of how they work, you know? This is gonna suck. An indescribable sense of horror grips you as the class descends into scandalized chatter. Scandalized! Quarters are already heavily weighted due to how condensed they are, and this does nothing to better the situation. In fact, it very obviously makes it worse. Oh God. Ugh! I'm gonna sneak a furtive glance at Kian. Try calming the F down. Real. Curious, your eyes dart to the right, where your supposed partner sits. As worried as you are about this arrangement for your own well-being, you're also curious about his feelings on the matter. After all, imagine he's dreading working with you just as much as you are with him. You expect to find something, anything on his face that would indicate some strong feeling of disappointment at being paired with a rando, but instead, you're met with an even stare, directed straight at you. Spooked, you snap your gaze back forward. I wasn't staring. Hoping and praying that he was focused on someone behind you or something else to that effect. Are you okay? Kian is looking at you, not necessarily with concern, but more so curiosity. You scramble to redeem your past transgressions and give a normal answer. Yeah, I'm so normal. The professor clears their throat, grabbing your attention as well as the rest of the classes. They look smugly satisfied with the chaos their words have brought down upon you all. How sadistic. Whine all you want during my office hours. But just know that I won't be making any exceptions no matter how well you think you've pleaded your case. I came to this university to engage with individuals that possess drive and a sense of capability, not drifters looking for an easy A. So for those of you who took this as a throwaway class, feel free to leave. I'm sure the waitlisters will be eager to take your place. Real. The rustling sound of a few bags and dragging metallic water bottles follow as a bold few get up to leave the room. Maybe if you had half the nerve they did, or half of the investment you have in this class that you used your damn first pass on, you would have gotten up and left too. But you have neither, so you don't. And for those of you that actually give a damn about this course content, says the Professor Hawkwell. They throw a challenging gaze that sweeps across the room, just so happening to land on you and Kian. You freeze while he lifts up his chin, and they smile, though you're not sure who it's directed at between the two of you. I expect to be enlightened. Now, I'll leave you to get down in any necessary contact information you need. We definitely need contact information, okay? I need to get his number because half of my grade in this class is riding on this collaboration. Why me? Congratulations, class is dismissed. Why is this professor doing this to us? Real. A silence lays thick and heavy over the room for a few moments, eventually broken by one loudmouth, whose example is followed by the rest as talk returns. You, however, remain quiet, much too focused on the tumultuous feelings within versus that of those around. It's too early for this. I haven't even had my coffee yet. As you lament the rude awakening that was the first lecture of the quarter, something is thrust into your face. How rude! How dare you just shove stuff into my face like that? You narrow your eyes. It's a phone, sleek and shiny. The newest model from the hottest tech company. I'll start the documents. Put your phone and Uni email in here, and I'll contact you with my availability. The Uni email. That's what I meant to say, yes. You look up, seeing Kian's gaze focused intently on you. Nonchalant, yet somehow still scrutinizing. It bores into your very being. I have to go TA for a section soon, so I'd appreciate it if you'd make this quick instead of wasting my time. How rude! Don't be so mean to me. Right, yeah, sorry. No worries. He says this, but his tone conveys the exact opposite sentiment. He crosses his arms, tapping a rhythm like a hyped-up metronome as you input your number and your school email into his notes app, appropriately titled CMS 70, LEC 1, Roo, contact information. Yep, that's me, y'all. It's a bit of a difficult endeavor. What with you trying your best to not accidentally tap on the 50 million messages and notifications he receives every few seconds, but eventually you get it down. Here. You hand back his phone, to which he snatches it up and scans through, as though he's somehow capable of spotting any typos that you, a stranger, could make while inputting your own information. Why are you judging me, sir? I don't deserve that. Seemingly satisfied, he slings his bag over his shoulder and gives you a wave, speaking as he scrolls through his phone. I'll set up when to hang and contact you as soon as I get some free time. Check your phone. Before you can say anything, not that you would have time to think about anything beyond a simple bye, he's heading up the stairs and out the door, expertly maneuvering through the aisles filled with meandering bodies. What a guy! Well, you kind of have to respect his commitment to the grind. You still aren't convinced you know what's even going on. What a prick. This is going to be one crappy quarter. You know what? I'm not convinced. Let's see. Do I want to be angry with this guy? Listen, Lemon, if I rizz this dude up, will it hurt my chances of rizzing up my plushie later? Because that's the one I really want to rizz up, you know? I want to romance the heck out of my plushie. So maybe I should be a jerk to this dude, you know? Like, he's wasting my time. I'm trying to get with a stuffed animal. I'm just saying. What a prick. This is gonna be one crappy quarter. Yeah, he's a jerk, okay? Though I do like tsunderes. Hi, tsundere. The competition was stiff, but the biggest douche of the morning award will have to go to Kian. No harm in tasting the menu. Oh, yes. I like that, LemonInk. Just got out of the Pilates. What'd you miss? Listen, Kokoro. Listen! This is what you missed. Okay, a quick recap. MC is a college student and an introvert, okay? We don't seem to like people all that much. But I think we're lonely, you know, we seem to be lonely. We live on our own, and we have this favorite TV show. It's called Foxes Burn Brightly, and we love this show. We watch it every single day before class, you know, but like class just started, and I was so into my freaking show. It has a fox in it, you know, an Animan, and something else human, whatever. I almost missed class. I like had to book it to class. And then I got there and I sat next to this guy. He was a total jerk to me. How dare he? But he's, you know, like, I bet he's hot, but still, okay, he's being rude to me. How dare he? And then it turned out he's going to be my partner for the whole semester. And guess what? 50% of my grade is going to be dependent on how well the two of us collaborate together on a project. 50% of my grade. I'm gonna fail. This is gonna be horrible. Oh my God, Rue and Kian, enemies to lovers when? That's what's about to happen, okay? He's sassing me already. He's been rude to me, okay? He hasn't said anything nice to me. And every time he did say something that could have been nice, he sassed it to me. He had attitude, okay? He said it with attitude. He said tsundere. I like tsunderes. But listen, okay? I don't deserve to be sassed like that. All right? Be nice to me, all right? I'm a stunner. I'm a diva, okay? I'm a queen. You may refer to me as your majesty. How dare you treat me like a peasant? So that's what's happened. And I gave him my number because we have to work together. Ugh, how dare he? I just want to go home and romance my plushie. Which is just a plushie, okay? It's not anything. It's just, listen, okay? It's a plushie of my favorite TV show. I have a plushie, okay? I know that from the itch.io page. I have a plushie and it's of my favorite freaking show. And look, it's today's boyfriend. See that? See that? That's today's boyfriend. That's all I want. That's all I want. Well, now you know everything. Let us continue our story. The competition was stiff, but the biggest douche of the morning award will have to go to Kian. Yeah, what a jerk. You've only known him for one lecture, but the chips really aren't stacking in his favor with the way he talked to you and brushed you off. How dare he? Just because he probably has more of a life than you doesn't mean he has to rub it in your face. Tell him, girl, real. Well, whatever your initial impression of Kian is, you can dwell on it more later. You don't have any more classes for the day, thank goodness. But you do have your shift coming up. And while the walk isn't the worst, you'd rather not have a repeat of this morning. Gathering your things and carefully rearranging your bag, you zip up and carefully make your way along the now substantially emptier stairs. Maybe if you're early enough, you can finally grab something to eat. I'm starving. I need food. Work at Up and Over, as always, funnily enough. Been a soothing routine for you, all things considered. We had a big day at school, you know, in college. At the university, the lecture, it was stressful. It was so stressful that work is soothing. Wow, that sucks. Sure, there's never a moment of peace when you work at a popular fast food chain next to a university crawling with famished students on a budget, and you always walk away from it smelling like potatoes. But you really wouldn't have it any other way. There's something comforting about the mindless routine of it all. The clear orders, repetitive tasks, and even the structured script you follow when facing customers. You don't have to think, at least, not on the level that you need to during classes or when venturing out, allowing your mind to become as much of a nothing burger as the combos you serve. I love this writing. How relatable. Plus, the weekly paychecks and decent employee coverage also don't hurt. Yeah, I'm making money. Sure, you got into school on a full-ride scholarship, but in this day and age of healthcare and living costs, every penny counts. I know, right? In this economy, real. So it is in spite of the distressing events that have stained your morning that you go into work with a smile, or at least as a pleasantly neutral a face that could be rounded up to a smile. The place is packed, swarming with customers who wait to get their orders taken and fulfilled, occupying booths and any open space left available to them. No one pays you much of any heed, to focus on either serving or being served, and so you make your way to the back, where your locker and uniform await you. You change quickly, putting your things aside and snapping in your combo with practiced hands, heading over to the old busted-up terminal that will serve as your main witness and record to you clocking in. Record is what it said, not record. Looking up the clock, you're satisfied to see that you're on time. If not early, for now, history will not repeat itself. We need some more hands in assembly. A voice calls out as the kitchen door swings open, hitting you with a warm gust of air as deep fryers and heated grills crackle with oil. On it! You take a moment to adjust your collar and sleeves before heading over to the call for help, eyeing the line of freshly printed orders that await fulfillment. It's time to get to work. Ooh, there's a minigame. Yes, let's do this. Okay, I could do this. Yes, look at me. You don't want no meat or nothing on that? Okay. Bun, cheese bun. At least it's a cheese sandwich. You got some kind of protein. At least it got cheese. Bun, onion, cheese bun. Okay. Bun, you want an onion sandwich? Gross. Why would you want that? Gross. This is the nastiest sandwich I've ever seen in my whole life. Bun, onion, lettuce, cheese bun. Bun, onion, lettuce, cheese, bun. Yeah. Okay, bun, onion, cheese, onion, bun. Gross. Bun, onion, cheese, onion. What is with y'all and your onion sandwiches? Real. Gross. Nasty. I did it, Asuna. I completed the onion sandwiches. How dare they order that? How dare they? They have trash taste in burgers. Real. I have $50. Wow. I mean, it's something. It's something, okay? I need the money. The breath in that building is diabolical. God, I know. Nobody talk. Don't get out of my face. Everybody stank. Real. It's like Shrek. It's real stank breath in there, y'all. Tilting your head back in an attempt to keep yourself from instinctively swiping at your brow, you regard the assembly station with a warm look of satisfaction. You did good, and as the clock now indicates, it's time for you to pack up and finally grab something to eat. Good, I'm starving. While you try not to make it too far off in a habit, employee privileges and your merciless stomach dictate that you're going to enjoy an up-and-over meal today. Nutrition be damned. Listen, we're not doing it every day. We can get ourselves a nice burger. The question is, what are you hankering to take home with you? Ooh, I get to pick what I want to eat. Oh my gosh, this is making me hungry like IRL. A vaguely healthy lettuce wrap? Screw that. A modest grilled cheese? Maybe. A classic burger combo? Yes. A fiend-style serving of fries. Fiend? Fiend-style? What does that mean? Listen, I want a burger with like an actual burger in it and fries and maybe a shake to go with it. You know, listen, I like to eat. I'm trying to be healthy these days, but listen, girl likes to eat. I like meat. I want a burger, real. Just as you're finished putting together a to-go bag and heading into the locker room, you're greeted by a group of coworkers who have similarly been freed from their shift. Oh, hey, Rue. You freeze, baggie in hand, at the call of your name. Hey, you. You fumble to switch back into work mode, and it doesn't help that you don't exactly recall the name of the person talking to you. Ashley! I just so happened to it's gonna be a chick. I was like, I'm doing a female type of a name, and it just so happened to have, well, actually, Ashley could be a dude name too. Never mind. Forget what I just said. They helpfully supply you with a boon, and you take it, gladly and desperately. I'm desperate. Yeah, need something, Ashley? Oh, hello, Ashley. Which one are you? Are you the one in the middle? Oh, no. Or actually, yes, but also in a sense, no. What are you talking about? Stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen. You watch as she fumbles out whatever she's trying to convey to you. The small splotch of grease at the bottom of your bag growing larger and more translucent with every moment spent dilly-dallying. Oh, another coworker. Dude, you're so corny. Your other coworkers surrounding Ashley laugh and elbow her playfully, and she hangs her head in defeat before picking back up again. What I was trying to ask, before I was so rudely and cruelly mocked, was if you were doing anything this Saturday. Oh, are you inviting me out? Are we going to a party or something? Me and Tyler and some of the others are going to do an escape room, that corporate sponsor to bolster teamwork, and all that other BS. Oh, an escape room. I've been wanting to do one of those. They roll their eyes, amused. It's kind of dumb, and we aren't getting paid for it. But I mean, who are we to turn down a free escape room? Real. You know, escape rooms, they're fun. It's a good time. You know, I do like how this moves. It's pretty dynamic. Members of the group nod sagely at this sentiment. Anyways, we just wanted to see if you were interested. Di sent a message about it in the cluster me, but you didn't react to it, so I wanted to make sure you knew about it just in case. Oh, yeah, that. You had, in fact, maybe caught a glimpse of it, but to be honest, unless the first line of the notification started out with something that seemed like an actual alert, you usually ignored cluster me as a whole. Cluster me. I like that. You figure, though, that it probably isn't the move to clarify that, so you instead reposition to placate. I know, right? Oh my. Yeah, I think I saw it. Message just slipped my mind. No worries. I just have to submit a form with all the people interested so they can have a head count ready. They were getting on my ass about making sure everybody knew. I think they get a deal the more people are there, so I kind of had to check in with you. Oh, okay. You nod, not feeling great at the implication that your existence was like some sort of gun to her head. It must be stressful to have to deal with someone like you, or you're seen like some sort of social pariah punishment. I'm not social pariah punishment. Listen, no, it must be stressful to have to deal with someone like you. You know you, oh wait, who's you? You or me? Or me or you? Who's you? Anyway, you know you have problems, you do, and every day is a struggle because of those mental blocks. However, you can't even begin to imagine the trouble you put everyone else through as well. A nasty surge of guilt runs through you. You really are an anchor. Wow, girl! Okay, we're guilt tripping ourselves now. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, all right. Listen, MC, you're worthy, okay? Stop blaming yourself for everything, okay? It's not your fault. You're pretty elusive. You know that, right? You basically disappeared off the radar once paychecks went digital. I mean, I know I'm an introvert, okay? Sue me. She says it jokingly enough. But at what point does her tone dip from good-natured humor into mockery? It also doesn't help that everyone laughs and agrees with her, looking at you like some sort of circus act. The great invisible coworker. Don't laugh at me. Y'all suck. Listen, mean girls. Listen. You'll all see. I'm going to go home after this, and I'm going to go find my plushie, and I'm going to pretend like this never happened. You can't help but flinch and feel the urge to flee. This is so humiliating. The laughter peters out when you don't immediately follow along. You can feel the eyes on you, the accusing stares of countless coworkers you've likely slighted in one way or another because, God forbid, you just come here to work over socialize. Yeah, I'm here to make money, y'all. I'm here to get a job. Why y'all gotta be so mean? What is this, Mean Girls? Real. Serious. Yeah, that's me. The words taste bitter in your mouth as you acquiesce. You figure it's easier to just lie down, belly up, and take it. It usually makes things go by much faster. But hey, here's your chance to prove that you aren't just a group hallucination. What do you say? No, is what you would say straight if you didn't recognize that the situation requires a bit more social finesse, I would just be like, hell no, girl, no. You've seen the Scribreddit. The Scribedit. It's not Reddit. It's Scribedit. You've seen the Scribedit forum posts on unsociable coworkers and all the smack talk that comes their way when they're honest. You already at the lowest rung of the social ladder here. No need to extend the bars into the underground. Real. Next thing you know, they'll be chasing you down the streets, clumps of raw burger meat in hand to sling at you for the crime of wanting to go to work just to work. How dare they judge me like that? Okay? Listen, I'm just here for a paycheck. If I had a choice, I wouldn't be here. But I do like this job over other jobs because, as we said before, it's kind of mindless and it's peaceful. Until you come over here and start sassing me. Now it's not peaceful anymore. How dare you? You've ruined a good thing for me. I know, right? This is work, not high school. So you won't say that, at least. Not exactly. Even if that is your answer in reality. Listen, okay? I'm gonna make up an excuse. Just so I can get out of here. Sorry. I actually have plans. Yeah, no, screw this. There was never any other actual answer to this question, now was there? They can try to guilt you all they want, but in the end, if you're not getting paid to do something outside of your wheelhouse, you're not gonna do it. Fair. Don't do free work. Okay? I'm not gonna go socialize for free on the company dime. You have much more important things that call for your time and attention rather than sweating in a room crowded with people. Oh, really? That's a shame. But I guess it's how it is sometimes. Yeah, otherwise I would have loved to, but I really can't flake out on this. Yeah, I can't flake out on my favorite TV show this weekend, real. She shrugs, accepting your weak excuse in stride, and not looking terribly bogged down by it either. She doesn't really care. Well, let me or Tyler know if anything comes up, and you can make it. We'd love to see you there. You know they're just saying that to be amicable. After all, who would want some random social pariah hanging out and doing puzzles with them for over an hour? The answer? No one. Girl, stop. Listen, MC, I do. Jitterrue would, okay? I'm a raging extrovert IRL. I love people. I love social pariahs. You know, when I go to a party and I don't know anybody, like I'll talk to anybody. And even the person who's in the corner hanging out by themselves and not talking to anybody, usually it's because they don't know anyone there either. And I'll just go like start a conversation and then we'll be besties. By the end of the night, we're best friends. Okay? Right? Either that or they're sick of me and they're like, oh my God, I came here because I had to, not because I wanted to talk to anybody. Real. But listen, okay? I want to be your friend. Why won't you talk to me? Anyway. Yeah, for sure. Your words are as empty as hers are, but the unspoken mutual agreement that neither of you will call each other hangs out like a treaty. Yeah, we're never going to talk. We're never going to call her later. We're not going to go out for drinks. You know, we're just coworkers. That's it. Feeling the sagging weight of your to-go bag, as well as the awkward air of silence that's finally gained dominance in this standoff, you take a side step towards your locker and open it up, signaling the end of the interaction. My burger is cold now. Ashley and their crew retreat to their own lockers, slinging jokes and excitedly chattering about the weekend plans that you want no part in. The social order once again returning to the locker room. Realizing this, you feel sad? I think I'm a little lonely, you know? Something about the sight, about the concept of always feeling the need to bow out of plans, stirs something deep inside you. A profound loneliness. But still, you have to tell yourself this is for the best. You don't pay these thoughts too much mind. That little corner of the room now yours, and yours alone, as you shed your apron and uniform-sanctioned hat in exchange for your regular everyday outfit. Talking to your coworkers about things other than sandwiches and fried food stresses you out, and you've certifiably undergone enough stress for today to last for the week. Real. Your stomach grumbles again, reminding you of what you've been neglecting, and so you hurriedly grab your bag and exit the restaurant. Not another word uttered as you walk alone out into the street. I do think MC is probably a little sad and lonely, you know? But people aren't always nice. But MC also doesn't really give people a chance. You know, like we kind of assume that they're crap without, you know, like we're bowing out of the plans. We assume that they're making fun of us. You know, if they're laughing and looking at us, we assume that they're laughing at us. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes people can be talking and laughing and maybe even looking in your direction, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually talking about you. The MC has a low self-esteem and assumes that they are, which is understandable and relatable. The walk back home isn't long. University housing sitting conveniently next to your job. Likely because the planners knew starving college kids could never go long without a midnight up and over burger and shake combo. That's very true. And they really weren't wrong. Your mouth salivating at the thought of getting home to enjoy your first meal of the day. The journey uphill is tough and honestly never gets easier the more you do it. But soon enough, the familiar features of your apartment, built like all the other copy-paste housing units in the area, make themselves known to you. Now with considerably less franticness, but just as much determination, you ascend the steps to the 7th floor. You could technically take the elevator, but being hot-boxed in a metal container that stops at each level seems like more hassle than it's worth. Real. I've been stuck in an elevator before with a bunch of frat boys. Maybe not frat boys. It was a wedding party. It was all the groomsmen, and they were there for a bachelor party or something. And it was in a hotel. And I got stuck in the elevator for like 2 hours with them. And it was hot. It was in the middle of summer. And the elevator was stuck in between floors, so we couldn't escape. And they were all drunk. And I was highly annoyed. They were talking about like peeing in there. And I was like, you better not pee in here while I'm in here. How dare you? I was so upset. And their friends were on the other side of the elevator. They're banging on the doors. Hey man, hey, let us in. We're trying to help you. You know, like I could kind of like the door of the elevator was barely ajar, and you can see them like kind of, they were like down below banging, you know? And they were so drunk, and it was hot in there. And it was like, I was kind of starting to get dizzy. It was so hot in there. And then when they were talking about peeing, and they were smelly. It's horrible. Yeah, I didn't take elevators for a long time after that, real. Finally, when the fire department came and released us, I was so happy when the fire department came. I ran out there. I got out first. I got out there as fast as I could. I was like, oh my God, thank God. You saved me, officers. You saved me. Yeah, the fire department was like, you know, they were my heroes. They were my heroes that day. Let's not have that ever happen ever again. That's so real. Especially if they're talking about peeing. I know! How dare they? A bit winded, you make it to your hallway, glad for its emptiness, which allows you to huff and puff as much as you need as you make your way through the door, number 747. Fishing out your key card along the way. That's so real. You know, going up 7 flights of stairs, there's definitely huffing and puffing. Especially if you live in a high altitude place. The weighted door falls shut behind you, its lock automatically clicking soundly into place. Still, you check, and check again, just to make sure before shedding your shoes and venturing further into your humble abode. Resting your bag of goodies on the kitchen counter, you move to take off your school bag as well, removing your laptop and plugging it into the kitchen island socket to charge. And though tempting as your burger is right now, you recognize there's still something to be done. Routines exist for a reason after all. That burger is so cold by now. It's for that very reason that you fish out your most prized possession from your bag and place it on the counter opposite from you. Sorry. I know it was probably really cramped in there. Look at that. Now, there's a certain stigma surrounding people who carry around stuffed animals past the age of 8, and the sentiments shared about them are never generous. You know this. Childish, stunted, perverted. These are all descriptions you've seen lobbed against them, a general unease at the thought of an adult being so attached to a pile of fluff and fur. Listen, okay? That's not that weird. People have plushies and stuff. I have plushies all over this room. But anyways, I have just her plushie. I also have a plushie in here that looks like Stitches from Animal Crossing. I keep them on my shelf so I can always look at them. You know, people have figurines and stuff. People have plushies of their favorite characters. It's not that weird. And while you can definitely come up with an eloquent rebuttal, something along the lines of material comforts not hindering the fact that you are a member of society that contributes with their own due diligence, you instead raise this. It's nobody's business what you do behind closed doors. Fox, yes, that is his name, and no, you were not a particularly creative child when you got him. Has been your rock for over a decade. Through thick or thin, he's always been there for you, a comforting presence in the chaos that is the world the two of you unfortunately reside in. You get anxious without him near, and as silly as it sounds, it doesn't feel right to leave him at home all by his lonesome. So what can you do other than stuff him in your bag every day and tote him around? You know what? Do it, girl. Tote him around, it's fine. Imagine your plush turned into a love interest in real life. Well, you know what? That might possibly happen right now, Asuna. That is the premise of this game. But I think you'll agree, I've experienced my fair share of karma for cramming you in there. First that stupid twist partner reveal in lecture, and then getting cornered at work. I'm not sure this week can get any worse. You know what's funny about this is it's just social interactions is what's making Rue's day horrible. Just people were talking to me. It was awful. That's how I know we have social anxiety. No, you're right. I probably shouldn't say that. With my luck, well, you know how it is. Fox does not respond. He does not, in fact, know how it is. Of course he doesn't. He's a stuffed animal. What does pipe up instead is your stomach, a twisting pain running through your gut as a final warning of the neglect you've inflicted upon your body. My cold burger! You feel the saliva build up in your mouth as you eye the up and over bag, finally giving in to the demon that is hunger and tearing into it. With one hand, you unwrap your burger, the other skillfully flipping your laptop open with a practiced ease, typing in your password and allowing your previously opened windows to boot up. As good as a meal is after unintentionally starving yourself, nothing pairs well with food quite like a good piece of media to watch. Let's watch our favorite show. Perfect. Scrolling with your non-greased hand, you settle on the usual. A video essay on an obscure niche. Your favorite streamer's most recent VOD. Ooh, yes. A movie that's on its 100th watch. Listen, okay. We're gonna watch our favorite streamer. Oh, yeah, of course. Later on, when this is a VOD, you're going to launch the Jitterrue VOD of this. Right. Yes. Pressing play, you lean back and dig in. It's finally at this point that you're able to truly zone out, the worries of this week being blanketed by a mindless wash of blue light and sound. Fox sits diligently across from you where you placed him, out of reach and wrapped with his own napkin bib in case of any spillage occurs. No. Within no time, you finish your burger, smacking your lips with great satisfaction despite how nutritionally decrepit it probably was. You know what? Some meals are for your soul. They're not necessarily for nutrition. There's a lot of things that we would not eat if it was only about nutrition, real. Scooting out of your seat at the kitchen island, you wash your hands, pick up your things, and relocate yourself to your room. I don't have a kitchen table, IRL. I just have a kitchen island, and I have chairs, like bar stools. I don't have a kitchen table. It's not much, but out of the areas of your apartment, your room is the place that offers the most space for comfort and expression, a safe haven of privacy that no one but you is expected to enter. Across your corked pinboard walls hangs your various pieces of Fox's blaze brightly paraphernalia, each piece meticulously cared for and displayed. From posters to keychains to pins, you can soundly say that whatever part of your paycheck isn't put into actually constructive savings is all funneled into your singular obsession. Fox is tucked comfortably into your bed, as goes your routine, his little yellow button eyes piercing through the moody LED lighting of the room. I like our room. I like this a lot. It has the things we love the most in here, and it's also got, like, you know, mood lighting. That's nice. It's funny. One of the most striking parts about him is also what makes him so inaccurate to the actual row of FBB. And yet, you've had him for so long, you find comfort in knowing that that part of him is something that entirely belongs to you. There's probably thousands, if not millions of row plushies in this world, but there's only one Fox, your Fox. Oh, I love my Fox plushie. I trust you know what time it is. He stares at you, nicely snuffled in your blankets. You reach under your bed, pulling out a guitar case that's almost comparable to you in size. Unzipping the bag with gentle hands, you peel the instrument out from it, fingers finding their places as you pluck, too lazy to pull out your tuner, and instead just winging it by ear. Honestly, the way that MC is talking about Fox is how I feel about my dogs, you know? Like, they follow me around all day. We're together most of the time. They're the loves of my dogs. I love my dogs so much. You know, they can't speak English or whatever, but they do, you know, they keep me company. They know how I feel. And whenever I'm happy, sad, lonely, they're there for me. Yep. You need a dog, MC. You should get a dog. I wonder if your apartment would allow for an animal. Unzipping the bag with gentle hands, you peel the instrument out from it, fingers finding their places as you pluck, too lazy to pull out your tuner, and instead just winging it by ear. Also, MC is a musician. I like that. Very nice. In some ways, I actually feel like I relate to MC. MC does think differently than I do. Like, I'm quite the extrovert. But even then, I still enjoy my quiet time where it's me and my dogs and my room and my projects. I have a lot of passion projects. I do enjoy making music. I do enjoy, you know, my Otome games. You know, that's my thing. That's every, you know, my collection, my digital collections. That's the thing I collect, is dating sims and Otome games. They say it's not a wise idea to put all your eggs into one basket. And while a part of you feels scandalized at the mere implication that FBB isn't enough to occupy you during all waking hours, you must admit that just consuming media feels a bit hollow. Guitar just happened to be a hobby you picked up when you were young and squishy and pliable, and so you stuck to it. I played the piano, that was mine. Being able to play FBB official and fan songs just so happened to end up being a bonus. You're not a musician by any means, but you're competent enough that when you're not stalking online forums for horrendously stupid takes, you're picking away and strumming stupid tunes that will never make it past your apartment door. That's how the majority of my songs have always been. Like the songs that are on my Please Hold screen, I wrote all those songs. They all start off with me on my computer putting like piano notes and stuff in there. That's how it started. And for the most part, no one ever heard them until now. Something creative expression helps you unwind all that. And well, if there were ever a time that you could do with some way to vent out your frustrations, now would be it. You give Fox a meaningful look. Try not to fall in love with me too hard. Cover your ears, it's about to get explicit. Oh my! I expect some good feedback after I finish. My music is cool? Thank you! I appreciate that. Listen, okay. Try not to fall in love with me too hard, Fox. And so you take a seat on your bed, rolling your wrists as you begin to play something you've been tossing around in your head for a while, all for your riveted captive audience of one. It's time for a rhythm game. Okay. Oh gosh. Doot. I did it. I could sing a song about my fox Stuffy. Yes, I could. Don't fall in love with me. I know you want to. There's a secret hidden cheat to this. What is that? What's the hidden cheat? Is it just like randomly pressing buttons? I feel like I'm in my Dance Dance Evolution era. The next video will have actual song with vocals too. I love that. I love that. I want to hear it. There will be an actual song. Yes, there will. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. I wonder what my score has to be in order for me to pass. Because I missed a whole bunch of these when I was trying to turn the volume up for y'all. Oops. And then I'm kind of not paying attention. I keep missing them. Do-do-do-do-do. Yay! Ooh, 81 out of 50 notes. Does that mean I crushed it? Wow, I'm so good. I'm so good at this. You can get multiple points from hitting one button. I can? Wow. So I don't even have to like pick the different buttons. I could just do one button the whole time and get lots of points. Listen to that, y'all. We know how to cheat now. I appreciate that. I like that. It should have been, and was, by all technical means, a perfect performance. You're so bad at rhythm games, but you're good at singing, like the tempo and the notes. Real. You hit the right notes at the right times. Each strum purposeful and as strong as it needed to be. If anyone besides an inanimate object was watching, you're sure they'd clap. And yet, something just wasn't landing right. No point in thinking about it now. Sighing, you zip up your guitar and tuck it away back under your bed. You wanted to vent with your music, and you did, as unsatisfied and hollow as it left you. Oh. To make meaningful art is to suffer, or something like that. Picking up Fox and turning him around in your hands, the aroma of his jasmine and honeysuckle scent wafting from his tummy. You force your shoulders to stop tensing and take a deep, centering whiff. It's a miracle that this scent has lasted so long, and a part of you fears what you'll do in the hypothetical, but very real scenario where it finally fades away. What will we do? You shiver and put him back down. You're going through enough stress as it is. Adding to it seems cruel. Still, the thought gives you an idea. What you need right now is obvious, stupidly so. FBB, save me from this nightmare. It's time to watch our show. You're putting together your setup to take advantage of the lack of homework and laze around watching filler reruns when a buzzing vibration erupts from your phone. Somebody's calling me. I don't like people. Who's calling me? Oh, it's Kian. Kian Rivera. Hey, Rue. This is Kian Rivera from CMS7T. I set up a when to hang, so we can hopefully meet up sometime this week and come up with a game plan for the project. I already filled it out, so just put your availability in ASAP and we can coordinate. Wow, okay, look at, there's a whole doodle poll and everything. Ugh. Just when you're about to get comfortable and delude yourself into thinking there's nothing at present to worry about, in comes your lovely partner with a harsh reality check. I just want to relax. I don't want to do this. Studio Dolo official. I have an order. Okay. I really don't want to respond, or I want to respond, but, well, I don't want to respond. You sigh. Maybe you can just pretend you're busy and put off answering for at least another few hours, which will, knowing you, likely turn into a day. It's a bitch move. But you also can't control the way texting people makes you feel like you're breaking into hives. A day won't hurt too much, right? You will respond, just not now. P.S. You don't have your read receipts on, but don't pretend you didn't see this. I know you did. Shut up, Kian. So see you. ASAP. Smiley face. When people are being mean to you and rude and stuff, and then they just put a smiley face on it to like soften the blow, you're still rude. You groan, caught in the act. Somehow. It's a pain how well Kian was able to anticipate your plot, but he's probably used to having group mates try to ghost him or wait until the last second. You know you have. You suppose that you've been cornered. Time to rip off the Band-Aid and... Ashley! It's Ashley again. What are we talking about? Wow. There's been a lot going on. Hey, Rue! Some of A shift was thinking of getting boba before quarter shift start, you game. I'm not sure if I can make it. I'm getting my flu shots. Dude, I got mine. It took like 3 minutes tops. You can totally make it. Please, 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 please. Ashley actually wants to be friends. I mean, flip. Well, I guess I can try. Yes! Just parked. Let me know when you're here. Ashley maybe actually wants to be friends. You know, maybe we've been judging Ashley wrong, you know? Maybe Ashley isn't so mean. I'm really sorry, Ashley. I've been feeling nauseous after my shots. I think I need to head home and sleep it off. Why? No! Just focus on getting better. And if you don't feel good next week, let me know. I'll hold down the fort for you, 07. Week. Thanks, I'll let you know. Yippee! Hey, Rue, I don't know if you have my number saved from the work
GC, but this is Ash.
I know who it is. What is this? The escape room. Up and over. Okay. What's this? Who's Tyler? You can close early for Monday's shift. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. All right. All right, then. Oh, there's more.
I know you said you had something going on this weekend, but I just wanted to check in again and make sure.
You really do want to be my friend, don't you? Oh, GC is group chat. I should know these things. Why don't I know these things? That's why I have you around, okay? You have to set me straight.
I don't know if you checked up the group chat, but it turns out more people are actually free on Sunday instead of Saturday, so they moved it.
Oh no, my excuse isn't gonna fly now.
I remember seeing you have a sun shift, but they're pardoning us from it. And they updated us and said it's freaking paid. Win-win, baby.
Oh, it's paid. Listen, it's worth it. Go, MC. Do it.
Anyways, get your puzzle-solving skills ready because we're gonna crush this. I mean this.
Can I has escape room? How cute. Your eye twitches. What had you done recently to anchor karma so? Was it such a crime for a person to want to go about their daily life under the agreed upon conditions they set up? Was a quiet work life no longer sacred? These are the questions that plague you as you stare disbelievingly at Ashley's messages. Paid bonding time your ass. You'd rather be on busing duty during the midnight hours for a week. We're really in it now, aren't we, Fox? Fox lies comfortably in his nest, which is once your bed, unresponsive as usual. You groan, dragging your hands down your face in tired frustration. How the hell are you going to get out of this one? Not to mention, you still need to give a response to Kian. Your group partner Kian, whose cooperation and communication determines your grade for a GE if you can't afford to drop. Half of my grade. The very same Kian who, according to his when to hang, is supposedly free on Sunday right around the time that the escape room would be. Talk about two birds with one stone. Well, I can't go to the escape room because I have to hang out with Kian and do a group project. Actually, I meant to check in with the manager today, but I have something on Sunday at that time. Whoops. Don't press that button. Oh my God, what? My CMS class has a mandatory partner project with a chunk of our grade. It's worth half of our grade, girl. And my partner and I have to meet up to coordinate what we're doing. I'm really sorry. It's super unlucky timing. Frick! Dude, I've got you. What did you just type? D-O. Don't worry about it, dude. I've got you. I got it. Me and Ty are still compiling a attendee thing, so I'll just tell Mr. Manager what you told me. B shift is covering for us anyways, so he'll probably say it's fine. Thank you, Ashley. Again, really sorry about that. You're totally good, Rue. Group projects suck. Girl! Tell me how it went next shift we have. Of course, see you. Bye! That's a friend. Ashley is a friend. I like Ashley. I feel like I judged Ashley wrongly before. Any updates? How's Sunday sound? Sounds great. Optimal even. I'll see you at Chekhov Coffee House. We can go over possible topics then. Come prepared. Will do. With a loud, exhausted sigh, you toss your phone to the side and flop stomach down onto your bed, letting the air drain from you like a leaking balloon. You hate texting. Is MC's phone cracked? It does look like that. Rolling over, you feel the soft fur of Fox tickling your arm, and you scoop him up and hold him close, soaking in the comfort of his fluffy scent brings you. Pray for me, Fox. Pray for me. It's going to be a whole day of having to deal with humans. I have to deal with humans. It's really overrated. I'm telling you, Fox. The rest of the week is uneventful, due in no small part to your own determined efforts to keep it as such. You go to your other lectures and discussions, which are thankfully devoid of professors that think themselves revolutionary, and business students that treat you like a spreadsheet entry and leave as soon as they finish. And when the time comes for said second CMS lecture on Friday, you make sure to sit on one side near the back, away from prying icy blue eyes. Your shifts also coincidentally don't overlap with Ashley's, though you do see Tyler around every so often. Luckily, he seems much less keen on pushing the escape room thing on you, not really doing much outside of asking you to cover the register or hand him a to-go bag. It makes sense though. Unlike Ashley, Tyler was never really one to play HR, preferring to selectively stay and talk with the people he knew from classes and clubs. His lack of care about you is pretty obvious, but honestly, you're glad. Straightforward avoidance feels much better than pity-driven social charity that tries to drive square pegs into circular holes. Yeah, it's not trying to force me to be something I'm not. It's these factors that have led you slogging through these days with anxious, but otherwise unremarkable pep in your step. However, no good thing lasts forever, and so, before you know it, it's Sunday, the day of your little study meeting with Kian, and the team bonding you just narrowly avoided. Just got to check off. Ordering, and then I'll find seats for us. Go ahead and order before you come over. The line is crazy long. Seems about right. Chekhov and basically every other popular hangout spot are always crowded thanks to freshmen. It's so relatable that the screen is cracked. My screen, it was the screen protector, but I let it be cracked for like months before I finally replaced the screen protector, and thank goodness it wasn't the actual screen itself. It's like he read your thoughts. Setting down your phone, you make your way through the plaza and end up Vulpine Walk, letting another poor sap get intercepted by the man who always seems to have a question at the ready for unaware passers-by. Wow. The topography of your campus is a cruel one. Buildings wedged in between and on top of hills and dips galore, making it near impossible for you not to break a sweat, even going to the nearest fringe location. So it's with shallow breath and sore calves that you make it to Chekhov Coffee House, the line predictably out the doors, just as Kian said. You queue up and allow yourself to recover from the journey as you stand in line, mulling over the options so that you're ready with your order when you reach the digital kiosk. What will it be today? Oh, I need coffee. Thank you. Your order will be finished shortly. Tap to continue. It takes a few agonizing minutes, but eventually your order is out and piping hot, warming your hands against the relatively chill autumn air. Ooh, yes, this is what I need. Stepping back out, you cast a glance around the outdoor patio area, hoping that your memory serves you well enough that you can locate a guy you've technically met only once. Why are we looking up? Why is he in the sky? You're on the brink of giving in and defeatedly text Kian for help when you spot a familiarly glowing, grown-out, bleached head of hair. Actually, it's not glowing. That was a Freudian slip. Call out to see if it's him because you're crazy. circle around to try and subtly catch a glimpse. You know what? This MC, we're the type to like be subtle about it, you know? We don't want to call attention to ourselves. So we're going to circle around and try to subtly catch a glimpse. You creep around in a way that definitely gets you some weird side eyes and giggles from groups of friends who are too loud for anyone's comfort. So much for being subtle. Still, this investment in investigation can be salvaged so long as you can use it to make sure that the person you spotted just now was in fact Kian. I have accidentally waved or called out to people and then thought they were someone else. But then they turned around and I saw their face and I was like, oh, you're not my friend. I'm sorry. Creeping a few more paces, you catch a glance of his side profile. Bingo, time for approach. It's time for the attack. Hey, Kian. Right. Rue. The man who you've now definitely confirmed to be Kian looks up and over to you, smiling as you take a seat at the table. Well, that's new. Last time he was practically itching to be rid of you. I'm going to sit across from him. You settle down into the thin but comfortable enough chair, setting down your bag in the seat next to it and pulling out your laptop. As you do so, you can't help but notice the way Kian's thumb glides across his phone screen, closing a mass of tabs and notifications before slickly turning the device off. It's really interesting how we are obscuring his face in this way. What a busy guy. Good to see you, Rue. I missed you in class on Friday. As was your intention, but you obviously didn't clarify that. Yeah, the lecture hall was pretty crowded. I must have missed you too. It's a blatant and obvious lie. It was impossible to miss Kian. By the way, he was always raising his hand to volunteer an answer or ask a clarifying question. Thankfully, though, he doesn't point out that electing to slide open his own laptop. Oh well, I guess that's what we have this meeting for anyways. Right. And as for Wednesday, I wanted to say sorry about that. The apology is sudden and unexpected. You can't help but look at him questioningly. For which part? Is something you want to ask? But wisely, you don't. When we first talked, during the getting to know your seatmate thing, and when we were exchanging numbers, in hindsight, I realized I was being kind of snippy with you. Yeah, you were. You were being rude. Oh, that. I didn't mean to. Genuinely. I like a man that can apologize real. Real. He gets points from me. His eyebrows draw together, and a strange expression that doesn't fit his cutting facial features surfaces. Does he actually feel bad? You see, the professor I'm TAing for was being so anal about me setting up ahead of time for his introductory class, which was also very inconveniently on the opposite side of campus. He was annoyed. I get it, real. Kian's words are thick with sarcasm on the latter part, and he rolls his eyes as he swishes his coffee cup around. He's a total asshole if you don't do what he asks of you when he asks of it from you. But he gives recommendation letters like you wouldn't believe, so sucking up to him is a necessary evil. He stops and grimaces. Sorry, I'm getting off track. What I'm trying to say is that I guess my stress about getting there on time bled into how I was talking to you, which, in hindsight, kind of made me look like a dickhead. Scratch that. I definitely was being a dickhead. Oh, you know what? I'm impressed. Apology accepted. Thank you. It's fine. Really? Because it doesn't seem fine. And perhaps he's right in pointing it out. After all, he really was so unnecessarily rude to you. And you would be a liar to say you weren't still a bit pissed off thinking about it. But you can't say you don't get it. After all, even if you factor Kian out of it, That day was particularly shitty one for you too. At least you knew you had Fox with you. You doubt Kian had the same luxury of having his closest confidant within arm's reach. You shake your head, doing your best to convince him to not look any deeper into it. It is. I just wasn't expecting us to start our brainstorming session with an apology. Sorry. I think you've said that enough. He nods his head like he's actually committing the note to memory and smiles. Noted. Well then, now that that's out of the way, let's get down to it. Kian segues out of the awkwardness. That was your last interaction with a smoothness that makes you question whether he's done this multiple times before. Or maybe he just knows how to navigate a conversation. He opens his laptop, sliding it over so that both of you can see the screen. Instantly, a familiar sight catches your eyes. You blink. Rub your eyes, blink again. No, wait. Is that? Foxes blaze brightly. Kian starts, confirming that you're not so obsessed that you started seeing things. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a pretty popular show that's been running for a while. Oh, I'm familiar with it. I'm very familiar. Yeah, that's the understatement of the century. He looks at you, a twinkle of mild excitement in his eyes. Are we into the same show? Oh, Kian. Suddenly I really like you. Do you have any thoughts on it? Oh, I have totally normal thoughts on it. Yeah, I have thoughts on a lot of things. You have thoughts on occasion when called for. You know what? My thoughts are totally normal. I like it. I liked it. You choke, but Kian either doesn't seem to notice or generously decides to ignore it. Normal, I know. Normal. Same. I grew up watching it as a kid, so it's pretty nostalgic for me. Oh, really? You hold back on the urge to bombard him with the 50 million questions that immediately enter your mind. Favorite character? Favorite character? Arc? Okay, I want to know everything, okay? What's your favorite character? What's your favorite arc? What's your favorite episode? Okay, how about your favorite OST? The soundtrack? Who's your favorite villain? Tell me everything. Wait, stop, girl, stop. Don't get ahead of yourself. No, you're getting off track. Giving in to your love for FBB over your common sense of how to hold a normal adult conversation. I'm an adult. I can be normal about this. As you continue to mentally jab yourself back into normalcy, Kian carries on, seemingly still either unaware or uncaring of your inner battle and demons. I can be normal. I can be normal. The reason I bring this up is because I was rereading the rubric and saw that we need to look at how a piece of media has shaped its audience. That's right. In pairs, analyze and present a case study of how a specific piece of media has shaped emotional attachment, identity formation, or behavioral patterns in its audience, such as parasocial relationships, perhaps. And I thought, what better than something a lot of us grew up with? You're a genius, Kian. Yep, nodding my head. Yep. I'm not crazy about this still to this day as a grown-ass woman. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I was thinking of putting out a post on the school's Scribedit forum to see if we could get any really good experiences to use as anecdotal evidence. He hesitates. I'll also ask in all my group and server chats, but most of my classmates are pretty conservative about this stuff. Oh yeah, you know that sentiment all too well. Most people, when they reach a certain age, turn their backs on anything that isn't physical flesh and concrete. Such is the way of growing up. Listen, okay, you can watch cartoons for the rest of your life if you want, okay? We can watch our kids' shows, Forever. We could watch Disney movies, okay? Just because we grow up doesn't mean we have to abandon the things that we loved when we were younger, you know? Why? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we suddenly, like, when we grow up, we stop doing the things that we love? Such is the way of growing up. I can't give in to it. I just can't. If growing up means leaving behind the one thing that's always been there for you, then so be it. You simply won't grow up. That part. That part. Yeah, it's like Reddit, except for it's Scribbit. Scribbit. Without FBB, without Fox, you're nothing. Wow, girl. That's a little intense. But I get it. You don't have to give up things that you love just because other people did. Rue. Fingers snap in front of your face repeatedly. And you blink, seeing Kian's quizzical look reflected in the laptop screen. Did you hear what I said? No. He sighs at your admission, not mad, but still disappointed. Somehow that feels worse. Sorry, I guess I spaced out. It's all right, but try to stay focused from here on out. We need to get this outline done today. So as I was saying, I think that we could maybe put out some sort of outreach to gather data, expand our scope outside of people we know, and all that to add to our credibility. Oh, you want to conduct a survey? Is that what you're saying? You want to do survey research? Not mad, but still disappointed. Oh, how I've heard that many times. I know, right? That's the worst. When they're like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Oh no, you're mad. You're mad. Okay, you are. It'll make us stand out from the other groups who are going to half-ass it. And we could probably expand the study to be something we could add to our portfolios while we're at it. Wow, you're a go-getter, aren't you, Kian? You're like a straight-A student, I bet. Real. That's why he was sitting at the front of the class earlier. Wow. Are you gonna make me do extra work? Because I don't want to. Speaking of which, I was actually exchanging emails with Dr. Hawkwell, and wow, you even exchange emails with the professor? What kind of college student are you? Wow. He stops mid-sentence, giving you another strange look. You nod your head, willing him to continue since you actually were listening this time, but he doesn't. Instead, he pivots. I'm gonna be honest. You don't seem very interested in this idea, Rue. You've been acting weird ever since I brought the show up. If you want, we can... No, wait. I really don't have a problem with it. You say this, admittedly, with a bit more force than intended. More force than any person with a normal stake in the matter would use. Really? Because you seem to feel strongly about something involved here. You've barely listened to me since I mentioned the show. Just tell me it's lame and we can move on. I mean, I don't care either way. Yes, you do, girl. But I don't have anything against doing it. I literally have no opinion on the show. Girl, don't lie. What if he actually loves this show? You know, maybe he's just like, yeah, I watched it as a kid. Yeah, that's why I picked it. Yeah. What if he loves this show as much as you do? Girl, stop lying. As you say this, your phone buzzes, and you pick it up to check. Huh? The Dolo office? What is this? A package. Your shipment. It's gonna arrive in a week. 42601, okay. Oh, just update spam. You remember the context you currently exist in and move to put away your phone, only to see Kian donning an amused expression. Nice phone charm. The phone charm is a character from the show. Oh, the jig is up, girl. You know, for someone who supposedly could care less about the show, I'm surprised they're in possession of a limited event charm that sold out almost a decade ago. Wow, he must really be into this show too, if he knows that that's even a limited edition charm, You feel the blood drain from your face. You lower the phone and look at him slowly as he tilts his head with an innocent expression. How did you know that? Kian smiles smugly, triumphantly, like he's just cornered his prey. I think I'll be the one in charge of the questioning. Oh, my! Your throat feels dry. I need more tea. More coffee. I'm going to deflect. Your eyes search around for something, anything to latch onto as a way to divide his attention. Honestly, you seem like the ones that's making a big deal out of this. I don't know why you're so desperate for my explicit approval. He seems unfazed at your attack. I'm not. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. Well, actually, now that I think about it, let's get back to that whole you're being a jerk in class thing. Sure. After we settle your weird hang-up about this show. The way he concedes but holds firm, it's almost like Kian's used to negotiating his way through things. You groan. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Oh, I don't know. Maybe just the truth. I don't see what the big deal is. It's just a show. He says it so nonchalantly, so matter of fact that it irks you. Sure. Maybe to someone like him, it's just some kid's show that isn't worth getting worked up about, but to you, it's your life. Oh, I'm sure you don't, Mr. Popular. Kian grimaces at the label. Really? What is this? Some cliché high school movie? You know what I mean. I really don't. FBB isn't just a show, not for me. You can't stop yourself before it comes out. The exclamation and then the notorious fandom abbreviation of the show's name. Without thinking, you also slam a hand over your mouth, making the slip-up somehow even 10 times worse. Really? Kian looks at you, intrigued, and for the first time in this meeting, seems to actually have a semblance of interest in you, more as a person rather than a wrong to right. Go on. I'm listening. His assurance doesn't do anything to assuage your anxiety. You take a breath. Something I thought the both of us had already established with each other. You slump down and he munders out a sorry at the interruption, miming, zipping his lips shut. Tentatively, you start again, eyes cast downwards towards your fiddling hands. This isn't going well. No. I really like it. Not just nostalgically, but currently, unironically. I never stopped liking it. If anything, I've only gotten more obsessed with it as I've gotten older. I have all the original concept novels, graphic novels, animated adaptations, live-action adaptations. You wince and force yourself to stop. What I mean to say is, I spend actual money and time on it, just thinking about it. Which I know is... That's not stupid. Huh? You look in surprise. Kian cringes. Sorry, interrupted again. No, it's not that. You shake your head, searching his expression for some kind of tell that he's messing with you. You find none. But still, it doesn't make sense. You don't think it's kind of weird? A grown adult liking a kid's show like that? Being that invested in a franchise? He shrugs, taking a sip from his coffee. God forbid people have their hobbies. Girl, you judged him wrongly. I told you, give him a chance, He might love the show as much as you do. How did he know that it was a limited edition keychain, A casual enjoyer of a show wouldn't know what's limited edition or not, You look at him, mouth slightly agape. You just bared yourself partially open to a guy who's practically still a stranger. And this is his reaction? Marry him. Bride. You expected to feel bad at him ridiculing you, but now that he isn't, you still feel inexplicably stupid. I see. Your eyes fall back to your hands, realizing that you had been squeezing them together so hard that your knuckles had turned pale. Noticing your less than relieved expression, Kian turns the cup around in his hand, placing it down on the table. Rue. There's something in his voice as he says your name, some strange sincerity that wasn't present, even when he apologized to you. The air shifts, the voices of everyone else petering out, and for once, it feels like his attention is solely on you. Look at me. You hesitantly oblige, already prepared to meet a faux soft gaze that masks judgment. Instead, you find it's just him. Clear blue eyes, sharp as a tack, but not cruel in how they cut into you, just curious. Kian's the one that breaks eye contact first, clearing his throat and cupping a hand to his mouth. Favorite character? Cairn. Favorite arc? Propagation Run. Post-eclipse, not pre-eclipse. Animensona? Coyote. According to my 7th grade homeroom vote. He gets a few strange looks, a few giggles as he lists out answers to questions you were too afraid to ask, but he continues on with gusto, never minding the stares he garners. Foxes Blaze Brightly is a storytelling masterpiece and should be studied by following generations as a lesson in how to develop a world and characters. And I, for one, am not ashamed to admit that. Ah, yay! You've been watching him the entire time, but it is only at this moment that when you look up, you feel like you see Kian, really see him. Wow! He closes his laptop and scoots forward, lessening the distance between the two of you as he afflicts you with a look. It's not stupid to have something you care about, especially something you care about that much. He shakes his head. In fact, it's pretty admirable. Whoa! Wow, MC, so negative about all that. You can't be serious. Don't patronize me. You don't need to lie. This one seems, I want to be nice to him. The rest of these, you don't need to lie. You say this, but it's hard to deny the lack of humor on his face as he talks to you, his sharp, cold eyes holding no hint of deception in them. I'm not messing with you, Rue. It really isn't anything to be ashamed of. You're being ridiculous, you realize this. Whether or not Kian means his assurances doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, you're still a loser. At the end of the day, he isn't. You're not a loser, Rue. And at the end of the day, you both came here to get one thing done, which you currently aren't doing. That part is true. You shake your head, drumming your fingers on the table uncomfortably. Sorry, we came here to work on the project and I made it all about me and my insecurities. I honestly don't know what came over me to do that. Let's just do it on this, or something else, or whatever. I promise I'll do my work either way. A well of shame bubbles up in you. Shame and embarrassment at having drawn this much attention to yourself. What were you? Some needy infant? Get it together. Kian clicks his tongue and you gave him a look. I spent the first half of this meeting trying to amend being a dick. I think we've moved past that, just putting down bullet points on what we want to do at this point. We're past that part, girl. He pauses. But trust that we will get back to it eventually. He grins as he says this, and you can't help but let out an amused huff. His honesty somehow inspires you to speak up as well. Hi, Kian. Pew, pew, pew. Now that we can see this man, let's take a look at his sprite. You know what? He's a cutie patootie. Look at him. Is he not adorable? You know what? We should be together. Why don't we go out? Why don't we date? We both love the same show. We're obsessed with the same thing. Let's do this. Oh, wait. No, because my plushie might come to life. His honesty somehow inspires you to speak up as well. If it weren't for me avoiding something else, I don't know if I would have shown up for this. At the very least, I probably would have begged it to turn into an enhanced meeting. So sorry, I guess, for hypothetically being a flaky douche. Hypothetically, I forgive you. You both nod your heads. The fictitious scenario now at peace. Actually, I wanted to ask. From what I gathered, another pivot. He motions at all the people talking animatedly around you. Doesn't really seem to be your scene. I mean, you looked like you were going to be sick during lecture intros too. You're not wrong. Most of the time, I don't even go to lectures if I know there's a recording that'd be posted. You smile ruefully. Ruefully? I mean, it's not like I have anyone I need to see in person. I might as well just stay at home. You pause and expect Kian to admonish you for the defeatist behavior, or at least awkwardly nod and move along with the conversation. Instead, he just looks more intrigued. Doesn't it get kind of, I don't know, suffocating, spending most of your time in one place with limited contact? You take a thoughtful sip of your coffee, savoring the warm but not scalding contents on your tongue as you think of a familiarly fluffy presence. I'm going to be honest with this man. Nope, you say truthfully. Unlike you, I don't really have the drive to be a model individual. No one to see, nothing to do. The cost of putting in effort outweighs the potential benefits of my labor. What's the point? The silence is a poignant one, not uncomfortable for once, but something seems to slither beneath the facade of nothingness as Kian continues to stare at you. Finally, he snaps his fingers. You know what? I think I know what you need. You sigh. A better resume. It's a tentative joke, but Kian doesn't laugh. Instead, he only nods his head, scratching his chin. Yes, but not quite. It's just one amongst many things that you could do with. Wow, thanks. But I actually was thinking something more along the lines of an accountability buddy. You furrow your brows. What am I, 7? I'm serious. I can see why you'd struggle to go out and get things done if there's seemingly no reward for it. No one to talk to sympathize with, to connect. Accountability buddy. Yes, exactly. MC does need a friend. MC needs somebody in her life other than just a plushie that can't talk. It is how it is. But it isn't. He's surprisingly severe in his tone when he says this. Listen, if I had to be all on my own with no one to vent about shitty professors and mentors to, I think I'd drop out of all my labs too. You're not serious. You're right. But I'm trying to sympathize. He's trying, girl. The juxtaposition of his lie and subsequent candidness makes you snort involuntarily. What I'm trying to say is, it's so much harder to succeed if we have nothing pushing us. And you, my friend, need a serious push. Well, where am I going to get that? Real. You ask the rhetorical question with the obvious expectation that he'll back down. Oh, Whoa, hold on. I'm gray. My hands, those are my gray hands. Look at him. Whoa, look at it moves. His eyes follow my mouse. Wow. Wow. What a CG. He's so playful. Wow. You know, he kind of looks like a fox or a coyote. He's got like coyote-like eyes, you know? It's a little eerie. It is. Yes, it is. However, it seems that you're quickly learning that back down is simply not in Kian's vocabulary as he grabs your hands and gets up in your face. I can be that push. Whoa, bye, Kian. You said, there's no one and no reason for you to go out beyond the bare minimum, right? Let me be that reason. Wow, Kian. Rather forward of you, isn't it? You look around in a panic, concerned if anyone else is seeing this, but no one is looking at you. Too focused on their own meetups to throw a glance your way. Yeah, no one cares what you're doing. They're busy with their own lives. Quit looking around assuming that everyone's looking at you. They're not. How did we go from outlining our project to this? You give a meaningful look to Kian's abandoned laptop, which sits sadly to the side. He pays you no heed. And that's the beauty of human conversation, Rue. You never know what connections you might be able to make if you open up. I mean, true. But you're moving a little fast. Are you blushing? Sir. You're about to raise another point of protest when a loud gasp catches your attention. Your blood runs cold, and you summon all your strength to yank your hands away from Kian. Walking up from the side is none other than a pack of your up-and-over coworkers, of course, led by Ashley at the helm. You push away from the table, standing up from your chair. Ashley! You guys had that escape room bonding thing today. It's less of a greeting and more of a slightly panicked statement, your eyes twitching and marring your poker face. There's a low mumble from behind you, Kian repeating the name you just uttered as though committing a mental note. Ashley. We finished early. Yeah, no thanks to Ash. She pouts at the supplied clarification, crossing her arms with a huff. I was helping make sure everyone's ideas were voiced, Ty. At this, another infamously familiar figure makes his way to the front of the group to stand alongside Ashley. Tyler, another shift leader at Out and Over. One who you're not sure would bother to call medics if you suddenly collapsed, unless you were explicitly on the job while he was on the clock. Tyler. Yelling out the same wrong guess after we already finished a clue doesn't count as helping. His voice is flat, and he rolls his eyes. Ashley socks him in the shoulder. It could have been applied to another one. They continue their back and forth, other members of the group chiming in with laughter and their own agreements and disagreements as they take sides. As for you, you just stand there, awkwardly, feeling as though some invisible door has slammed in your face, kicking you out of the conversation. That was kind of scared me a little bit, the way he just popped up like that. The sight must be hard to take in, because from behind you, Kian clears his throat. Ashley and Tyler stop, turning back to you. Ashley, at least, has the decency to look sheepish, while Tyler is completely unmoved and unrepentant. Sorry, got carried away. What I wanted to say was, oh my gosh, it's so crazy to see you outside of work. I know, real. They make a show of looking you up and down as you stand stock still, willing the slapped-on smile to not fall from your face, even as you feel like a piece of marbled meat being ogled. So, this is what you dress like on your off days. It's so you. Your teeth are grinding against each other at what feels like was definitely some backhanded compliment. Still, you stand strong until Tyler interrupts. She's like, oh, your outfit is so you. Why'd you flake on the bonding today? His tone isn't accusing. It really isn't anything outside of flat. But the question has you balking nonetheless. The words get caught in your throat at first, unwilling to budge and be birthed into the outside world where unending terrors await them. Tyler looks unimpressed. You clear your throat and try to find your voice. I told Ashley I couldn't. Your defense is small and weak, pathetic like a little baby bird. And like a baby bird thrown out from the nest too early, the words fall flat and splat down onto the concrete, making for a most grotesque scene. Ah, I love how that was written. Beautiful writing. We could have gotten a bonus deal to our pay if more people came, but they didn't, so we didn't. You wring your hands awkwardly, like a child being berated in front of the class. Oh, sorry. Sure. He had mentioned something about getting as many people to sign on as possible, but when you said you couldn't make it, he didn't seem too nonplussed. Why now of all times is he trying to make you out to be the bad guy? Hey! Ashley springs up laughing, a slight note of panic in her voice as she attempts to quell the tense situation. She was always the one to play peacekeeper.
Ty, you sound like a total hard-ass right now.
He glances to look at them, raising an incredulous eyebrow. I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Rue's fault that she had something else more important come up.
She motions to you, and the table behind you where Kian sits, strangely quiet and reserved. You purse your lips. So much for being a buddy. Some help would have been great right about now.
She's obviously on a date right now.
Huh? A date? I told you this was going to be a study thing. We were working on a project. Huh?
Huh?
This statement sends you reeling. You and Kian? Kian and you? You and anybody? Listen, okay, I kind of wouldn't mind being on a date with Kian. Now that we know that we're kindred spirits, okay? We love the same show. Let's see. Please, he's way out of your league. You go to speak, to set the record straight before things inevitably spiral into some convoluted misunderstanding scheme. That's how rumors get started. Oh no, Ashley, that's not. Kian Rivera, 4th year business major. Nice to meet you all. He didn't deny it, you know? He didn't correct it. It is at this moment that Kian decides to speak up, not to reaffirm your denial, not to stick up for you against Tyler, but to introduce himself as he sets his coffee cup aside, stands, smooths his shirt down, and goes to shake hands with everyone. Wow! Kian Rivera, 4th year business major. Nice to meet you all. Typical.
Nice to meet you, but oh my gosh, we're totally crashing your date right now, aren't we? I'm so sorry. I just saw Rue and didn't even think.
Kian laughs good-naturedly as he shakes her hand. We're not dating. Ashley furrows her brow.
What? But I thought...
I'm actually Rue's project partner for CMST. I mentioned it to you in my text. You pipe up in defense, but Ashley doesn't pay the point any mind.
Oh, the one with that new professor, Hawkwell?
Kian snaps his fingers and nods. Exactly.
Well, I still feel bad about interrupting you guys.
Don't worry about it. We were actually just going over some project ideas today, nothing too important. Actually, I should be the one saying sorry. I didn't know I was stealing Rue from you guys when we set this meeting up.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
You gnaw the inside of your lip with your teeth. Oh, stop talking. If Kian keeps talking, then Ashley, but realistically and most likely Tyler, will put 2 and 2 together that you set up this meeting to miss out on the team bonding on purpose, and then you'll really be screwed. You can see the shitty coworker post draft now. Loner cheats shift team out of extra paid time off. You need to act fast. Ooh, I can be really dramatic. I'm gonna pretend to pass out. You have a plan set up, last second and not thought out, as all the best plans are, and are prepared to reenact it when...
Oh my gosh, are you all right? Shit, I'm so sorry.
What? Wet. Something is wet. Your eyes slowly trace a path down, from yourself to the table to your bag. Dark brown liquid covers all 3 bodies, dripping and soaking as coffee typically does. Oh God, why? While you were off in your head trying to plan out a diversion, the conversation had continued without you, as it usually always does. This is so sad. And now it seems that in their gesticulating, something happened that had knocked over Kian's precariously placed coffee cup, spilling its contents all over the place. Rue, are you all right? You snap out of your stupor and look up at him, concern in his eyes as he continues to speak. You can't quite make out the words. A lot of people are speaking, actually, as the scene and Ashley's reaction are by no means subtle. But you can't concern yourself with that. The embarrassment, the anger, the disgust, because there's only one thing on your mind right now. Fox, in your bag, soaked. Covered in sticky, staining coffee. Oh no, not Fox. The next 15 minutes pass in a soundless blur of colors and sensations. The confused faces of the people you left behind, the pounding of your feet on the pavement, the familiar path to home flashing in fragmented screenshots, and the burning in your chest as you push yourself faster, faster, faster. We just ditched them all. Without any explanation, we just ran, because the most important thing in our life, our stuffed plushie Fox, has been drenched in coffee. But never fast enough. Your bag drips a bit at first, the scent of black coffee with a pinch of cinnamon and sugar making you grow nauseous as the fabric sops up more liquid by the minute. What once was pooling and spilling now absorbs and sets, which is somehow worse, because all that means is that it's made its way into your bag. Your bag. The thing which holds all your daily essentials. Your laptop. Everything. That's not what you're concerned with at the moment. Those things can be fixed. They can be replaced with money you've earned. You've worked to earn all of it. Except Fox. You mutter his name under your voice, weak and shaky. No doubt from your sprint, but also the raw anxiety that cannibalizes you from the inside out with each crucial passing moment. We've had Fox forever, okay? Fox is like our beloved stuffed animal that we've had our whole life, or however long. God, I'm so sorry. Fox doesn't respond from within the soaked bag. He obviously never has, but somehow, now it feels more accusatory than logical. I can fix this. I can fix this. Empty promises on ears that can't hear them. It feels like forever. Those 15 minutes in which it took to reach your apartment's basement laundry room. You have no time to think about it, though. To sit in the sinking feeling that always comes up when you descend into the underground of your building. No matter what you do, everything is simultaneously too fast and too slow. Luckily, no one's inside when you enter and throw your bag down on the counter, but for once, rarely, you wouldn't have cared either way if someone saw you. The packed walls make your skin prick and your lungs constrict, but you don't care. You don't care. All you can bring yourself to care about at this moment is Fox, the only thing that matters. Oh God, what did they do to you? You hold him up in all his sopping, wet glory, your hands shaking, even as you try to be as gentle with him as you can be. You're soaked to your stitches. What was once bright white accent fur, dulled into a well-loved cream color, is soaked through and through with caffeine, the signature scent of honeysuckle and jasmine, losing the war to spiced cinnamon. Even his orange fur does not seem to have escaped its dark, cold brew fate. Soft fluff turned sticky and clumping. This is bad, very bad. Calm down. Think. As difficult as it is, you somehow manage to wrangle your nerves into place, forcing yourself to calm, enough to the point that the world is no longer spinning like the insides of the machines that crowd the room you stand in. Nothing will come of panicking, you know this. It will only make things worse for Fox. You take a breath. In and out, and in and out. Focus, Rue. Focus on what needs to be done and what you can do to get it done. Start from square one. Soap. Water. You'll need those to begin the cleaning process. Something gentle that can work while the stains are still fresh. Rummaging through the community cabinets of cleaning supplies held there, you manage to find a gentle cleaning detergent. Squirting a dollop of it into your hands and turning on the faucet next to you, you let out a steady stream of cold water. Taking Fox into your now foamy clutches, you scrub and scrub and scrub, careful to be thorough, but not rough, never rough, as you work around his stitches. You've had him since you were a kid, and he's seen his fair share of necessary repairs, but his age gives all the more reason for you to be as gentle as possible. Okay, there's a minigame. We're gonna clean him. Clean Fox. We must clean Fox. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. All right, I think that's it. He looks much better now. Wait. When done, press end. But why does he look dirty again? Once enough bubbles have been built up and you're sure his fur is thoroughly massaged, you cup a hand of cold water, pouring it over to release the built-up brown residue off of coffee. You repeat this process a handful of times, with the water beneath him growing clearer with each pour, like washing the starch off of rice. Not once is your heart steady in its pounding, even as Fox returns to his regular, albeit slightly darker, from their dampening, colors. After all, there's still another hurdle you need to clear. Drying him in a way that restores his signature fluffiness and prevents an unpleasant stench from forming. From what you searched up on your phone, you're inclined to strain as much water as you can before air drying him. However, something else catches your eye. There on the back of his tag reads the following instructions. In the case of washing, be sure to place me in the dryer at the lowest settings to ensure preservation of my fur texture. It's a bit unconventional, you will admit. From everything you've seen online, the dryer is not the move in this situation. And yet, memories of snuggling into his soft tummy, letting his tail tickle your nose and his ears brush against your cheeks. The tag is there for a reason. You know what? Follow the tag. Why wouldn't you follow the tag? The tag is there for a reason. Follow instructions. Resolved, though admittedly still hesitant, you turn to the closest dryer, tapping in the lowest and gentlest settings possible before swiping any spare lint from the trap and placing Fox inside. Thanks to the vertical layout of the place, it takes you standing on the tips of your toes to place him comfortably inside. He sits in the middle of the dryer, looking at you through the small window like an astronaut being sent on a maiden voyage. Everything will be okay. You say it more for yourself than for Fox. All right, press the button. My goodness! With a press, the dryer hums to life, vibrating and shaking as its internal temperature builds. That thing sounds like it's gonna blow up. Luckily, it's not one of the turning models, so Fox will only be bounced around a bit. But still, you chew at your fingers, worrying the keratin of your nails. As you back away, so you can pace back and forth in the limited space offered to you. It'll be fine. Should be fine. Needs to be fine. The instructions were clear after all. You were diligent in your cleaning. Fox has gone through worse. The smell of smoke. Just a puff. A crisp. Instantly, your head whips around to the dryer which holds your childhood in it. The smell grows stronger, the small viewing pane obscured by gray. Wait, the thing really is blowing up. Oh God. Oh God, no. Oh no. Oh no. It's on fire. Y'all, it's on fire. You rush over, stumbling on random scraps of forgotten and abandoned laundry as you forcefully wrench the door open. This can't be right. You did as the tag said. Turned the settings low, cleaned the lint trap, looked away for just a moment, so how could... Fire! Fox is on fire! Fox! No! You cough, the smoke and hot air in your face, the only things keeping you from letting out a blood-curdling scream. Stupid freaking defunct dryers! You curse at the sight in front of you. Fox is in there, thrown to the back of the dryer, out of your reach, burning. No, no. In the moment, there's no time for thought, for logic, for rationale, as your life is set ablaze in front of you. All that's left is action. Jump in! Save him! Yes, without thinking, you flex your legs and lunge forward, hand reaching out to grab for something soft and fiery. Hey! Only to be met with something much more firm, but just as heated. A pressure settles on your shoulders, keeping you back from where you threw your body, and as you open your eyes, once shut and bracing, you see... Hold on a second. A man. My goodness. Oh my. Fox. A man. A naked man. With ears and a tail. What? Oh my God. Wow. Hold on. Okay, listen, don't judge me. I have to see the whole sprite, okay? I'm a degenerate. Oh my. Jesus, what were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself seriously hurt. The man's voice is panicked as he chastises you and keeps you pinned in place, even as you stop in your gawking and begin to wriggle. You don't understand what you're seeing right now, but what you do understand is that Fox is still in the dryer spewing out smoke and flames, and you need to get him out. Let go of me, you psycho! Hell no! Get out of my way! I need to... Fox! Yes, I'm right here. Ah! With a force that easily overpowers you, the strange man forces you against the island counter behind you, keeping you decidedly away from the smoking dryer and forcing you to look at him, your eyes boring into his chest. He's tall. Mind still on the fritz, you finally manage to concern yourself with the fact that a naked man is pressed against you. Oh my, don't touch me! You shove against him. He barely budges. Pervert, lunatic. Listen to me, it's all right. You're all right. I'm all right. Don't tell me that I'm all right. And I don't give a freak. If you're all right, I don't give a flip. He looks at you, wounded. Actually wounded. The audacity is astounding considering that by all accounts, you're the victim here. You and Fox. Sensing something in your look of panic mixed with confusion and contempt, his ears perk up and he quickly speaks again. Fox is all right. You try to stomp on his foot, noticing a strange dark gradient coloring the skin of his lower limbs. Everything is fine. Dumpster fire. Everything is fine, Fox says. Look at this. I like how it's dynamic. Another thing to add to the concerned and confused about. With no time to question list. Real. What the hell are you talking about? Your eyes narrow. Sure, you were calling out his name a moment ago, but what kind of fool does this stranger take you for? Acting like he knows about Fox. Look at me. Really look at me. There's a strange conviction to his words as he wrestles you still and makes you look at him in the eyes. Yellow eyes. Don't you recognize me? Against your better judgment, you can't help but be curious at the case he's trying to plead. Curious enough that you look at him in the face with more than just the blind rage, if only for a moment. Beige skin. Sharp, marked eyes, a lean build, orange hair, accented with cream tufts. What? Fox ears and foxtail covering his features. Yes. YOLO eyes. YOLO! He draws out the word, looking at you expectantly to put the puzzle pieces together and finish the statement. A furry? A cosplayer? An exhibitionist? That's why you're naked. Are you a furry? His eyebrows knit together, conflicted. In a sense. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Well, what do you want me to say when you look like a stripped-down version of Ro? Now that you think about it, this guy does look a lot like your favorite character, albeit a bit more pale, hair styled back, and eyes differently colored. Like Fox. However, that doesn't change the fact that he is here, naked, distracting you, while something way more important is actively on fire. Now is not the time for coincidences and logical, rational thinking. It is the time for action. Sock him in the gut or distract and run past him. I'm going to distract him. I don't want to sock him in his pretty gut. Squirrel! Naked time. Yes. His ears perk up and he snaps his head around to look. Where? Frankly, still a bit perturbed that something that stupid actually worked, you slip out from under his arms and past him. You run back to the dryer, fully ready to throw the top half of your body in, only to see nothing. What? No fire, no ash, no fox, nothing. Look at how his ear moved. Look at that. Stop. The ear twitching. I can't. Find what you're looking for. I don't understand. You turn to him, voice accusatory. What did you do to Fox? How many times do I have to tell you? I am Fox. Stop screwing around with me. This isn't real. I am real. He shouts, sharp teeth bared in a snarl, and you prepare to scream. Seeing this, he clasps a hand over your mouth and does his best to neutralize his expression. You think this is fake? That I'm insane, I get it. But just think for a second. Everything I've shown you so far has to at least mean something. This has got to mean something. Fox. He flashes something in front of your face, what looks like a production tag connected to a string around his neck, like some sort of necklace. I like that Fox has a white outline. His hair and ears, they pop. I do too. I like how the whole aesthetic of this game, everything like pops, you know? It's simple, but it's very appealing. It reads, Fox, Elite, Coincidences, Coincidences. Shaking your head, you shove his hand off of your mouth and eye him up and down. Let me get an eye full of that. Fox. I mean, I have to be suspicious. You've definitely shown me a lot. Enough that I'll have a case when the police get involved. At this, he pales, mutters out something and dips around the corner. The sounds of wrestling fabric and cursing can be heard, and you take the chance to back away towards your bag to fish out your phone and make good on your threat. Just as you're about to dial in the emergency shortcut, a dark hand with long, sharp nails grabs your wrist, forcing you to look back up. Why does he have sharp hands like that, girl? There stands the man, formerly naked, now sporting a mismatched ensemble of a wife-beater and university-branded workout shorts, both of which you recognize from laying the unofficial community donation pit that is the pile of abandoned laundry that decorates this room. Let's take a look at him with clothes on. You know what? He's a cutie patootie. Real. Better. His tail, no longer wrapped tightly around himself, pushes out from the back of his shorts, swishing in annoyance. He was like using his tail like a towel. Much. You look ridiculous. No, much better with clothes on. I won't, we won't have to have an incident with the neighbors or anything, You still look insane, but maybe they'll reduce the charges now. Girl! He looks at you appalled. You're still going to call the cops on me? Obviously. Can't you see I'm trying my best here? I wasn't exactly counting on this to happen either. He brings his hands together, pleading. Question me, look at me. Cut me open. I promise you that I am who I say I am. Please, just trust me this once, Bun Bun. The last part brings you pause. Bun Bun. What was that? Who was that? What was that? How do you know that name? You round on him, your voice accusatory in the hushed whisper it takes on. He cocks his head to the side. Because it's yours. The answer is undeniably earnest, almost confused at why you would even ask. No, my name is Ruru, not Bun Bun. You take a breath. That's not my name. My name is Ruru. Ruru. I love that I named MC Ruru. Your words are sharp, final. He looks strangely apprehensive at the insistence. Rue. Obviously unconvinced, But becoming increasingly aware of the dynamic surfacing, he nods slowly. Fine, Rue, but that other name still must mean something to you. It's just a stupid nickname, one that I don't know how you would know. Then let me show you how I know. Just give me a chance to prove to you that I'm telling the truth. Fine. He perks up at this, a shine entering his eyes, but you quickly hold a finger up to him to put a pause to his celebrations. But anyone can walk in here. Hell, I don't know whether I should be grateful or concerned that the smoke alarm didn't go off. Definitely concerned. You click your tongue against your teeth, rubbing your temple at what you know is about to come next. We need to go somewhere more private, and somewhere that's not this suffocating hole in the ground. But you elect to keep that comment to yourself. He nods obediently, and you sigh at the ridiculousness of you giving in to entertaining this crazy situation. Follow me. You open the door and force him out first, grabbing your still-stained bag and casting another glance at the empty dryer. You're such an idiot. That scene, I loved that. What a brilliant scene. That was so good. It was so good. The trudge to your apartment is one done in silence, with you still reeling from the fact that you're actually hearing out some strange, inconceivable fox man, and the so-called fox nervously wringing his hands as he glances around, ears pulled back. Ooh. His ears pulled back like a real fox. You reach your door. The number 747, once a marker of comfort, now hanging above you like a guillotine. A guillotine, as you defile your safe space. You cast a sidelong glance at the man who has diligently followed you. I need to put in my passcode. Okay. You narrow your eyes. I'm already letting a strange man into my apartment. I'm not going to just let you watch me put in the code. Eyes widening, he nods, and though he still looks perturbed by the descriptor you've assigned to him, he turns around, allowing you a semblance of privacy, if only for a moment. One hand covering the panel, and your eyes never once leaving his back, you punch in the code quickly, listening to the confirming click of the lock before you push the door open. Your apartment is just as you left it before going to see Kian, though you do a quick visual sweep of the main area as the man steps in behind you. With your luck, some film crew is set to pop out and reveal that this was all just some elaborate prank to accidentally sign up for... Let me read that again. With your luck, some film crew is set to pop out and reveal that this is all just some elaborate prank you accidentally signed up for the last time you renewed your lease. But no one appears, no cameramen, no TV hosts, nothing. It's just you and the strange man alone, which admittedly also isn't optimal. After all, everyone knows that good things never tend to happen to women who end up alone with men they've just met. Oh, God. Glancing at one of your cabinets, which you know holds a taser, pepper spray, and other emergency tools, you go to lean against your kitchen island, both covering your back as well as angling yourself closer towards it. The man is still outside the door, staring at the threshold with some undiscernible emotion, his brows scrunched. We're ready to attack him. You can come inside, I'll allow it. I'm still waiting for that explanation, or I'm dialing the cops now. You know what? I'm gonna allow this. I'll allow it. See, he waited for me to tell him he could come in. That's a good sign. You can come inside, I'll allow it. Ah, right, coming. He steps through the doorway, and the moment he sets foot inside, a great deal of tension seems to subside from his shoulders. I'm not going to say anything. We'll let it fly under the radar. You shake your head, choosing to say nothing as he crosses over from your small entryway into the kitchen where you currently stand. He settles against the wall across from you, crossing his arms awkwardly. As he leans back, his tail swishing to some unheard rhythm. So, what do I need to do to prove to you that I'm telling the truth? I don't know. That's kind of on you, mister. I'm your plushie come to life. That's fair. He scrunches his brows, expression thoughtful. He stays like that for a while, saying nothing. In the silence, you yourself try to walk through the events that had just transpired mere moments ago. 1 second, you were definitely alone in the laundry room, a room with only one door and no windows that anyone could fit through. And the next, he was in front of you. Granted, you had closed your eyes to psych yourself up to reach in the dryer, but it was borderline impossible for someone to walk in and put themselves between you and the machine in the 2 seconds that they were closed. However, the alternative explanation that a guy of his height came out from the machine is absolutely insane. Just as insane as his claim that he is your plush toy. How about I tell you something only I could know? That's... Before you can agree or disagree, he launches into a list of tidbits you'd prefer to keep unspoken. He's telling all of our embarrassing little stories. Look, he looks so mischievous about it. You talk to me in all of your belongings and apologize whenever you run into something. It's the polite thing to do, to be fair. You have a bad habit of hiding foods that won't spoil under your mattress, just in case. So sometimes I plan ahead if I don't feel like getting up for a snack, so sue me. Well, okay, that's enough. You clap your hands together in a plea to drown out his voice, and mercifully, he stops. Was that proof enough? I will admit that I have no idea how you could know some of those things, but maybe you're just a really dedicated stalker that's also good at guessing things. Either way, no more pulling out my secrets or else I'll definitely call the cops. That's not fair. How else am I gonna prove that I'm Fox? Maybe take off the ears and tail and tell the truth and I'll take you more seriously. I mean, really. Why did you think showing up in a half-baked naked rogue cosplay would help your case? I can't just... A strange look crosses his face at this, and instead of protesting like you would expect, he smiles. Actually smiles. I can't take these off. They're real. And you expect me to believe that by doing this. He strides past you over to the kitchen area, and you realize the fatal mistake when it's much too late to fix. He's holding something. A knife. No. Put that down, sir. Put it down. Not only did you bring this man into your home, but you made it so if he so wished, he could wrestle past you and grab a goddamn kitchen knife and kill you. You move to run for the door, because what else could you do against a knife-wielding maniac? But he grabs your wrists and yanks you back with surprising strength. Let go, you maniac! I need you to see this. He's still smiling. It's a twisted, sharp, and toothy one. Something that belongs to a predator, not someone quick like Kian, but a real, genuine killer. It's going to hurt. So fix me back up once it's done. Just like you always used to.
I don't.
You can't even finish the exclamation before he swiftly takes the knife and slashes, not at you, but at himself. Blood! Why is there so much blood? It's on his hands, on yours, all over, dripping onto the ground. You don't feel anything, and you quickly realize why. He's cut himself, slashed the ear you called fake, driving a deep red wedge into it with the blade. Feel it. You don't want to, but you don't have much of a choice as he drags your hand and pushes it against his ear, not even wincing, as the pressure elicits thicker, gooey globules of liquid red iron to fall out. How is it? You don't know what to say, what to think.
It's warm.
Does it
Hurt.
It always does. There's something that flashes across his eyes when he says this, something so profoundly sad before he masks it with another smile. But it's okay, because I know you'll fix it. You always do. He nods his head down, and you follow the path, eyes tracing the outline of his neck and arms, bandages, so eerily similar to the stitches you gave Fox whenever something had happened to him. The full realization strikes you in a crashing wave, one so enormous you feel like you could drown even as your lungs take in air.
Fox!
He nods his head, a look of relief washing over his features as you finally cave to what you had insisted was impossible. Your one and only. Went away for a bit. What in God's green earth is happening? Y'all? This is a lot to take in. You don't know how long you've been standing like this, hands covered in blood that isn't yours, as the one who is bleeding looks up at you with a smile. It's all right. Take your time. He says this, voice soft and eyes softer, as though your hand isn't entangled in his sliced open ear, the feel of velvety fur contrasting against the stench of iron. There's something about it, the juxtaposition of comfort with nausea, that has you caught standing like a deer in the headlights. Why aren't you moving away? He looks at you with curious eyes. As he cocks his head ever so slightly, you try to ignore the way you can feel the pulsing beat of gushing blood that comes from his ear. Why aren't you? I don't know. You should pull away. This isn't sanitary, and the last thing you want is Fox to get an infection. But against all logic, you stay there, frozen, unable to will yourself to move. It's because we're in shock. That's why. I think I'm gonna pass out. Fox's eyes widen at your declaration. What? You don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's the consequences of your run here. The smoke you inhaled, the blood covering your hands, or all three. But what you do know is that your legs feel like jelly and your brain like a balloon. I need to sit down. I need to sit down for a second. You move to go to the small couch that graces your open living room, but only make it 2 steps before you're intercepted. Here, let me help. Okay. Thanks. You allow yourself to rest against Fox's side as the two of you make your way over to the couch. By the time you get there, your legs have all but given out, and Fox makes it his mission to gently lower you down himself. At least he's being gentle with us. You sink against the cool cushions, never minding the still ever-present blood that stains into everything that makes contact with. You'll break out the hydrogen peroxide later. For now, all you can do is focus on how cool the aircon feels against your throbbing head. 1 breath, 2 breaths, 3. Ever so slowly, the world begins to come back into focus. Your senses finally connecting in all the ways that they should. You let out another breath. Okay, I think I'm good now. Are you sure? Fox, who sits on the floor, resting against your legs, looks at you in suspicion. Very. You absent-mindedly run a hand over the top of his head, through his orange and cream locks, so soft and fluffy, just like your plushie. He stills, then leans into the touch. I guess I'm still just processing everything. In hindsight, maybe your short bout of lightheadedness came more from the fact that you were just beginning to accept your childhood plushie had magically become real and living than anything else. Fox nods, his head in understanding. It's a lot to take in. Real? A lot. This is a lot. Continuing to play with his hair, you mull over the events that have just transpired. Fox is real, alive, breathing. What do you even do with this information? I wanted to either laugh or embrace him. What should I do, chat? Should I laugh or should I hold him? Should I hug him? Because I'm so happy that my beloved stuffed plushie Fox is alive as a man. You want me to embrace him? Okay, I will do it for you. Embrace him. This is a dream come true. Well, it turns out that your first instinct is to physically react, to scoop Fox up in your arms and hug him with all your might, just as you would do with his previous form. Yes, we cuddled our plushie, and now we're going to cuddle him again. But are we going to take care of his ear? You're not really thinking about the consequences of your sudden actions, nor Fox's possible thoughts, enough to be fair. Though, to be fair, Fox's personal feelings have not been relevant to Wei until very recently. Rue! He's taller than you, which isn't as impressive in the grand scheme of things, considering you're below the average expected of you anyway. I'm short. But even so, you allow yourself to lose your sense of pride in exchange for a good old squeeze. Despite said height difference, you're still able to lift him a bit off of the ground and shimmy him around, thanks more in part to his lack of density than any sort of muscle you may possess. He's a little on the thin side. And like a totally normal and not weird person, you take a big sniff as your face presses against his chest. I'm gonna sniff you now that you're a man. Jasmine and honeysuckle. You really are Fox. I thought we established that. Taken aback though he is, Fox doesn't seem to mind the contact, surprise eventually giving way to warmth as he reciprocates. Oh, are you about to sniff me too? Much too soon though. You feel the strain and let him back down, stepping away and clearing your throat in an attempt to save some semblance of face. I needed that. Oh, he gave us a hug back. I kind of wanted him to sniff me because it would have been funny. Regardless of how you feel now, though, you do recognize the absurdity of the situation, and all of this has left you feeling absolutely drained. You need to sleep. But before you do that, there's something else that requires your attention. Fox looks up at you, eyes wide and curious as to what you could possibly be thinking. Let's get you patched up. I don't want your ear to get an infection. At this, he perks up, tail swishing back and forth like a roaring flame. You move to get up, but he stops you. Wait, you shouldn't get up so quickly. You might get dizzy again. I think I'll be all right, Fox. I just need to get my sewing first aid kit. You have to mentally correct yourself mid-sentence. That's right. Fox isn't a plushie anymore. He's not exactly a human either, but he's close enough that you're sure gauze and saline solution will be much more helpful than a raw needle and thread. Let me get it for you, please. You sigh, giving in. You've learned your lesson just now, and you don't want to go tumbling to the floor while Fox still needs medical attention. It's on the middle shelf of the storage closet in the hallway. White box with blue flowers. You can't miss it. All right. Fox nuzzles into your hand that's still planted in his hair one last time before he jumps up and scampers away, expertly navigating your small apartment like it's his own, which it sort of is. Yeah, he knows where everything is. There's a bit of rummaging before quick and light footsteps alert you to his re-entrance, first aid kit in hand. Sit down on the ground, crisscross applesauce style. Obedient, Fox follows your instructions, sitting cross-legged and even hunching his back a bit so you can comfortably tend to his ear. What a sweetheart he is. I love him. I don't care if he's a psychopath yandere. I love him, okay? I'm just gonna guess at how I do this. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, that makes sense. 3 to 3, and 4 to 4. There we go, you're all patched up now. Don't you feel better? There, that should do it. How does it feel? Fox sits back, his wound freshly bandaged and dressed. It's by no means professional work, but you do think it's a pretty damn good job, all things considered. He raises a hand to it, claws brushing gently against the wrappings, motions almost reverent. Good. He affixes you with a look nothing short of affectionate, face so sunny and bright that you would have never thought he was bleeding out all over your floor mere moments ago. He's so precious. He's looking at me so sweet, so precious. Great. Glad to hear it. Leaving Fox to poke at his ear, you look to the window, curtains closed as you typically keep them. No light peeks through them. Eyes widening, you stand up, legs now feeling much stronger, and make your way to the window, peeking inside. A cool night sky greets you. How long has it been? You go back to your kitchen, eyes once again searching the appliances for their times, only to see 7:45 p.m. staring back at you. With all the commotion, you must have lost track of time. Understandable, all things considered. Typically, you'd be getting dinner right about now, or studying, or watching FBB, or any sort of myriad of things. But whenever you consider a course of action, all that arises within you is a strong sense of fatigue. It's not that late, but it feels like you've stayed up long into the night, with what all the physical, mental, and emotional strain you've gone through in the past few hours. The yawn that bubbles up past your lips betrays your weakness to Fox, and like the predator he is, he pounces. What? But, Rue, you should get some rest. You're about to protest for what feels like the millionth time today. Ready to debate your sleep schedule like your life depends on it. But another damning yawn interrupts your plans. You might be right. I always am. But how can I sleep after living through all of this? Yeah, you know what? Maybe you're just exhausted. You might actually be able to sleep okay because so much just happened. You're exhausted. You motion at him. I think it's all the more reason to sleep. You need time to process this. Oh, and you don't. I've spent years as something that could barely sit up on its own. I think I've had my fill of the sedentary lifestyle. Fair enough. As though reading your mind, Fox looks at you and smiles. It's soft and gentle, and you can't help but find comfort in the face of what should be a stranger. Go to sleep, Rue. I promise I'll still be here when you wake up. No. How can you be so sure? How can I go to sleep when the very real possibility that this is all a dream might come true? I can't prove anything else to you, Rue. All I can do is ask you to trust me. Let's not be so hasty. I'll go to sleep. Grinning at your compliance, Fox sidles up to you, face expectant. Well then, let's go. The two of you make your way down the small hallway, entering your bedroom, which remains just as you left it before you went to meet up with Kian. You'll pull out some pajamas and go to the bathroom to shower and change, which Fox seems to finally recognize is not one of the places he should be accompanying you. Emerging fresh, considerably less sweaty, and ready for bed, you go about your nightly routine, the entire time aware of a certain presence that always seems to linger over your shoulder. It's strange, doing all of this when you know you have company. But you sort of enjoy it? One thing's for sure. It's been quite a while since you've had someone else living and breathing in your space, and so you perform your tasks with a bit of self-consciousness, as though every action could be scrutinized to a fault. Of course, the only critic you need to worry about is yourself, as Fox seems perfectly content being on standby as an extra set of paws. Finally, when everything is done and neatly settled, the floor is cleaned of Fox's blood, your first aid kit put away, and snacks laid out in case Fox, in his newly mortal flesh, is hungry, you finally feel ready to settle into your bed. You're about to go under the covers when you realize the look on Fox's face. A look that says he has no intention of leaving you to get your sleep. Can I help you? I'm good. Ready for bed. Oh, that's right. You usually slept with him when he was of more material matter. Yep. Now, though, something about the notion of letting a guy sleep with you in your bed strikes you as a lot less innocent as a little fox, no matter his origins and background. Send him out or let him stay. Oh, no, we're letting him stay. Well, I guess there isn't any harm if you're nearby. I don't think I've ever gone a night without you by my side. Why start now? Exactly. Yes. At this, Fox perks up. That's right. I don't have to lie down with you. If you're not comfortable, I can go get a chair. That might be weirder, because then he's just sitting in a chair looking at us. I think I'd just come to bed. That's just cut. Let's just cuddle. It's fine. With this, he scampers off, leaving you sitting in bed as he drags over your desk chair you had previously moved to the opposite corner of the room. Plopping down onto it, he sits with his back straight and looks at you, his golden eyes glowing in the darkness. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's sweet. Are you just gonna sit there and watch me? That's the plan. That's worse. That's way more awkward. I'd much rather you just... No, that's way worse. He says it so earnestly. You know his intentions are pure, even if his execution is a bit strange. It's a little awkward. Well, okay. But if you get tired, feel free to go and get some rest in the other room, or have some of the snacks I laid out for you. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. You purse your lips awkwardly as he continues to stare, unblinkingly. It's a little awkward. It's a little weird. Well, good night. Good night, Rue. Are we gonna be able to sleep like this? I'd be like wide awake looking at him like... You lie there for what seems like ages, still as a statue, and chest rising and falling in an oddly slow manner. You don't know how you manage it, but through what must be some sort of divine intervention, sleep takes hold of you, carrying you away into a stream of memories. You remember loneliness, a feeling of loss. You remember first getting Fox and the feeling of purpose that came with him. You remember fear of what could happen to him. And you remember fire, remember flames that consume, and... I got you something, Bun Bun. You're 5. At least, that's how it seems to be now in the moment. The walls and flooring and ceiling around you fading at the edges into white nothingness, a slight tilt and shudder to everything around you, less than a memory, more than a dream. I think you'll like it. Who's talking? I'm guessing that it's him? He called us Bun Bun. You can't move your head. You can't so much as open your mouth to test your voice. Why? Why can't I move? Stillness? Silence? That is what you are controlled by as the world moves around you, uncaring of your predicament. You are an observer, not an actor. Am I a plushie too? Still not talking, huh? If only you could, but you cannot. And so you do not. Well, if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. You're missing out on some great conversation partnership. But I get it. You're still young. We can talk as much as we want later. A pause. But in the meantime, maybe you can start with this then. You're not quite sure what it is. Soft fluff and buttons held together, evocative of something you cannot quite place, something you feel as though you have lost. And you believe they were trying to throw out a perfectly serviceable stuffed animal? Crazy stuff. It dangles, limp and almost pathetic in their grasp. All because of the tail color, or whatever it was they said, made it defunct. You'll take good care of it, won't you, though? After all, I went to the trouble of getting it for you. They lower it down, 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 pushing it into your arms and forcing you to grasp onto it for fear of letting it fall down to the floor not much further below. Who is this person? Why is this so creepy? It's soft and warm, and it smells So nice. Feels good, right? Your head nods. The fur of its cheeks brushing against your own. You burrow your face in deeper. Good. Remember that. Remember how it makes you feel. And remember that feeling, Bun Bun, when you... Did you see that? It said burn, 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 burn. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so creepy. Orphanage teacher or staff, probably someone she knew when she was a small girl. That creeped me out though. What's up with the burn? Was MC caught in a fire? Is that why when she thought that there was a fire in the laundry? And maybe there wasn't actually, because the smoke detector didn't go off. Maybe she imagined that. What's going on with her? Oh my gosh, what if the orphanage burned? Something happened. Something bad happened to MC. Poor thing. Yeah, it triggered her. Consume and consume and consume. Bun, no, Rue, wake up. It's over. What? Week 1 demo end. Thank you for playing and please support if you enjoyed the game. Support links on game page. Yes, I will support this game. Wow. It's on itch.io. I'll put the link to that in the YouTube description. And wow, we played the whole thing. It's a demo. There's more to come. That was something. Well, this is Rabbits Burn Softly. It's by LemonInk. And it's on itch.io. Like I said, I'll put it in the description. And if you had fun here, Stunners, consider giving me a like, a subscribe. Yes. If you'd like to join the Discord, you'll see in the description there's the link as well. And on Twitch, in my About page, there's a link to the Discord there as well. So you're welcome to join our little community where we brain rot over romance games and dating sims all day long, every day. Yes, we do. This is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. I have so many questions. I have so many theories. It was such a crazy, unhinged premise, and that just made it a lot more fun, you know, a more fun experience because it's not something you see every day. Also, I thought that MC was really relatable, and I also liked the relationship building between MC and Kian, as well as the relationship between MC and Fox. Really interesting stuff here. It also explores concepts of loneliness, isolation, maybe even delusion, fear, repressed trauma. These are all themes that are explored, I think, in a really interesting way in this story. And that makes you have empathy, I think, for the MC and how MC feels about the world. MC is afraid of other people, assumes immediately that other people are disapproving instead of giving people a chance. And so that, I think that's a relatable thing. And it's interesting to see. I'll be waiting to see more of this later because I want to see if and how MC grows in that confidence, in relationships, and that willingness to give people a chance. Because right now, MC is not very willing to give other people a chance. Other people who are just trying to be friendly, MC just pushes them out of her life, their life, and assumes that people are being mean and critical when I don't think that's necessarily the case. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of psychological unpacking to do with this story, and I can't wait to see more. Well done, LemonInk. I absolutely loved this demo. I can't wait for more, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you all for joining. If you had fun, consider giving me a like and a subscribe and maybe a follow. And if you want more yandere drama, watch this.